Well, game 2 of our ACC Network triple header comes to you from Heinz Field, where the Three Rivers meet. The 132nd year of Pittsburgh football starts now in a first ever meeting with the Minutemen of UMass. And we welcome you upstairs here at Heinz Field to our ACC Network coverage as Walt Bell and the Minutemen of UMass take the field. Great to be with Roddy Jones on these Saturdays in the fall. Larisha Harris will join us in just a moment. Here's the really interesting spot. Pat Narduzzi brings 19 starters back, Roddy, from a team that went 6-5 a year ago. They've got a tremendous amount of depth, but they've also got one of the most experienced gunslingers in all of college football at the point.
Yeah, and they didn't think they would get Kenny Pickett back, or at least they weren't sure. This was a guy that had an invite to the Senior Bowl waiting for him had he decided to go pro, decides to come back because he thinks they can win a championship this season. And here are 3 things that I like about him. There's a lot to like, but here are the 3 biggest ones. Number 1, the arm strength. He's a bigger quarterback than you expect when you see him on the field, and he can make every single throw. Here he is ripping it between cover 2 for a touchdown. Second is athleticism. He's able to escape the pocket both to throw and to run. This was after he hurt his ankle. He's got a bum ankle in that one, so imagine he can do without it. And third is toughness. Hurt his ankle in this Boston College game. That ankle injury more serious than we initially knew. Was able to finish that game, almost had them win that game. Love that he's Pittsburgh tough.
Well, and here's the interesting part for Pittsburgh. Not only do they have an experienced player in Pickett at the quarterback spot, Larisha, they've got an explosive player for him to get the rock too.
That they do in Jordan Addison, who had a breakout year his freshman year in 2020. He led the team with 666 yards, 4 scores on 60 catches. And now as a result of his play, he's now the subject of great expectations in 2021. Offensive coordinator Mark Whipple told me that he now believes Jordan Addison has a better grasp of the offense now that he's in his 2nd season. What's the credit for that? Mark Whipple says it's because he's truly a student of the game and a real worker. Wes?
Jordan Addison is one of those guys, Roddy, you better know where number 3 is at all times.
They're going to give him the ball in a ton of different ways. He's going to catch the ball down the field from the outside. You'll see him in the slot some. Wouldn't be surprised if they handed it to him, tossed it to him. However you can get number 3 the ball, they're going to do it.
Well, there is Pat Narduzzi, ready to go for year 7 here at the University of Pittsburgh. You see 8 above 500. He's 5-1 in openers with the Panthers. And across the way, the 5th youngest coach, as Jordan Cornette told you, in FBS football. That is Dixon, Tennessee native Walt Bell, who played at Middle Tennessee State for Andy McCollum and has had a circuitous route. And probably, Roddy, if you went back and asked around the country, nobody wanted to play more last year in a tougher spot to try and play than Walt Bell in the 4 games they got.
Yeah, we'll detail that at some point, but he has a roster full of young players, freshmen and sophomores, wanted to get them experience and fought his tail off to play those 4 games.
And he'll put K-Ron Adams, one of the nearly 24 Power 5 transfers that take the roster today, or that take the field today on the roster of UMass, back to take the kick of Ben Sauls. Pittsburgh in the classic yellow and royal blue, and UMass, who is a football bowl subdivision independent, and went 0-4 in the limited schedule a season ago. Sauls to the football, and way over the head of K-Ron Adams, and UMass will start from its 25. Speaking of grad transfers, here is Tyler Lytle at 23 years of age from Redondo Beach, California, and the University of Colorado, who in 9 games over the course of 3 years threw 12 passes for the Buffaloes.
Not a ton of experience out there at the University of Colorado, but he's a big guy, 6'5", 225 pounds. Has been described to us as a pretty good athlete as well, so wouldn't be surprised to see him involved in the run game. But he's going to have a tough assignment against a tough Pittsburgh defense.
And the Rutgers transfer Adams will line up in the gun with Lytle. UMass's numbers a year ago in just a 4-game schedule were not good in any way, shape, or form on both sides of the ball. First down, and Adams will get the carry. Broke away from the first, but not the second. And it was Kalijah Cansey in there to make the play, and there is number 7, Servassier Dennis.
Servassier Dennis gets the start at that Mike linebacker spot, and in talking to Randy Bates, they are really excited about his ability to make plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and you saw it there.
You see Lytle on second, and just more than the yard. So 10.5 for UMass after the first snap. Walt Bell, who comes from kind of that Larry Fedora tempo offense, wants to throw, and whoa, look out. Ball is loose. It got scooped up and going into the end zone for the touchdown. There is a flag down. Brandon Hill, the scoop and score if it stands. Phil Campbell with the hit.
I think there's going to be a couple things going on here. I think the hit, you're likely going to get a targeting. And then also, I don't think he had possession long enough for that to be a fumble. I think you're going to get an incomplete pass as well, but we'll see about the targeting. Phil Campbell's helmet is actually the one that came off. Comes off, and at first look, it's Phil Campbell's helmet that comes off.
15-yard penalty, first down. The previous play is under further review.
That is the referee, Jerry Magallanes.
All right, let's get a look at this. So clearly you have a defenseless player. So any forcible contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless player is targeting. But Wes, you have to have an indicator, which is an attack via a launch from a thrust, lowering of the head and shoulder, or leading with that forearm. So the question is, do you have that indicator? The two looks that we've seen, Wes, I think he's trying to get the helmet out of the way. I do not see the attack. I don't see the indicator on this. I'm already 1 for 2 on the season, though, so I could be wrong. Like, this one goes 50-50. I do not think this is targeting. I think this gets overturned, though.
Remember now in the Atlantic Coast Conference, a little bit of new technology involved. They do have the opportunity to look at a tablet and analyze from there.
And again, you see the helmet of Campbell. It's sort of the side of that helmet that hits Adams up high. I don't see the attack there. I think he's going to make a good form tackle, and that contact is more incidental than anything.
Right.
And Jerry Magallanes and this crew have to confirm all aspects of the targeting. There's no stands anymore. It has to be confirmed.
Saw Adams here. Did he ever have possession of the ball, to your point, Roddy?
No, I don't think so.
Brandon Hill stays right with it.
It's a heck of a play by Phil Campbell, falling off the receiver. So what happened is Pitt followed. There was no receiver to that side. Phil Campbell's
Correct.
over the tight end. Pitt followed the receiver with the cornerback. So Phil Campbell's there, sees the tight end go outside, goes inside, falls back to the running back. It's a really good heady play by Phil Campbell, the fifth-year senior. You can't run that to a fifth-year senior. He's going to sniff that out.
So Jerry Magallanes, a long look here. And you and I have talked through this process. Now remember, the ACC's given the ability to have the tablet, but they're still upstairs with the replay official here today, and that's Rusty Acree. The communicator is Ted Jackson. He's at the conference office in Greensboro, the master control, if you will. So let's see what referee Magallanes is. And the replay official have come up with.
After further review, there is no targeting. However, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Third down.
So again, they're trying to confirm multiple things here. They confirmed that there was not possession long enough for the incomplete pass. That's what you heard at the end. But the reason, again, that there's not targeting is there has to be that indicator, that attack.
Right.
No attack from Phil Campbell, good form tackle, incidental contact up high, no targeting call.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Pittsburgh has played very physical on the first two snaps.
Yes, sir. You'd expect that from Pat Narduzzi defense.
Absolutely right. So now Lytle on third and the full 10. A 2-by-2 look for the Colorado grad transfer. Long count, Lytle to throw, hit as he does, offline, intended for the Charlotte grad transfer. Rico Arnold incomplete. UMass goes 3 and out.
Check out this pressure on Tyler Lytle. You get 6 guys coming, then and off the edge, it's number 11, Bengali Kamara, who nearly gets Tyler Lytle. I mean, as soon as Lytle hits his third step, he's already got Kamara in his face. 0 time to throw that ball.
How many times already in the first, week of games have we seen you got to get the ball out?
Got to get the ball out quick. You have to. And against a Pitt team that is always going to create pressure. Losing 2 All-Americans on the defensive ends, they decide to bring pressure.
Melquise Stovall deep to return the punt. And he's going to let it bounce. And it will roll out of bounds into the Pittsburgh bench at about the 28-yard line. Well, we're underway. Already a few fireworks from Pat Narduzzi's defense. 64 seconds in. Well, we get a look at Kenny Pickett, Roddy, because here comes the senior from Oakhurst, New Jersey. 37th career start. And I'm actually kind of anxious to see what this offense looks like now, because there's a lot of symmetry that's developed here over the last couple of years. You and I were here in the spring, and we watched the offensive line kind of sort itself out, and he's going to go with A.J. Davis in the backfield to get started. There's Addison in motion, and here's Jordan Addison to the far side on the sweep, and he'll be pulled down after a couple of yards. Nice play in space, and handling that was Bryce Watts, the North Carolina transfer, who originally started his college career at Virginia Tech for the Minutemen.
Well, offensive coordinator Mark Whipple told us yesterday they were starting off getting the ball in Jordan Addison's hands. You can see they want to feed number 3.
Now they empty the backfield with Pickett. UMass brings 3. Pickett cuts it loose, and it's caught. And the catch is made. Melquise Stovall, the grad transfer from Hawaii, already into the action.
2 guys that they raved the most about, Addison and Stovall, in our meetings, are the first two to touch the football.
First down for Pittsburgh to the 39. Third play of the drive. And this is Addison into UMass territory to the 39. Josh Wallace makes the tackle in the secondary. Flag down on the play on the throw to Addison.
Jordan Addison on the edge. Taysir Mack clears it out a little bit. Plenty of room out there for Jordan Addison to work. Looks like this is going to come back.
Yep. Ineligible man downfield. So the ball will be spotted back to the 34 of Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett, 2,400 yards a year ago, 13 touchdowns. First and 15, and looking for Mack, overthrown, defended in the secondary by Dante Lindsey. We had a very interesting discussion with Pat Narduzzi yesterday about kind of where Kenny Pickett files in the list of ACC quarterbacks, Roddy.
Pat Narduzzi is quick to ask the question, why isn't Kenny Pickett getting more love nationally? And it's a tough thing to answer when you look at the skill set.
Oh, what a play by Watts. Collapsing on Jordan Addison. Bryce Watts played that like you heard it called in the huddle.
Looks like he did. It's just a quick little smoke screen. Kenny Pickett tosses it out, and Watts comes up and absolutely punishes the North Carolina transfer. Has had a nice start.
Yep. Here's Pickett now. Moving around in the pocket to his left. Kenny going to turn at the 35, go out of bounds at the 40. Still be 9 yards to a first down, and that will bring on Kirk Christodoulou to punt.
On that drive, Kenny Pickett had plenty of time twice, but UMass doing a nice job of covering up these receivers downfield. Pickett had a couple of windows that he would have had to make quick decisions on, but missed them, and he's going to force he's going to force a punt from Pittsburgh.
Christodoulou averaged 44.7 a year ago. Eric Collins transferred from NC State. Originally started at Mississippi Valley State. Deep to take the punt for the Minutemen of UMass. And Collins will signal for and make the fair catch right at the 18-yard line. Each school's had it once. No score at Heinz Field. Walt Bell's team has it next.
ACC Network Football is brought to you by Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Well, there's nothing quite like it. The opening weekend, first full weekend of college football, and even here in Pittsburgh, they're excited to see the Panthers. Remember last year at Heinz Field, Roddy, half the year no fans. Last half of the year was kind of capped at about 6,000.
Let's just say we saw more than that in the parking lot just outside the stadium.
Yeah.
Over at Rib Fest.
Roddy, one of the early losses for Jones on the campaign, not the ability to stop and take part of Rib Fest.
Big loss. Good for my shirt, bad for my stomach.
Here is Tyler Lytle, second possession, and Adams finding no room. Kalijah Cansey met him at the point of attack. Well, our food line, food for thought, has to do with those defensive ends. Remember Patrick Jones and Rashad Weaver and the National Football League, so Deslin Alexander and Haba Baldonado take over the task at trying to pressure the quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be a group effort. It's not just going to be those two. But when you're replacing two All-Americans, the first two guys to take snaps, a lot's going to be expected of them.
No gain on the play. Lytle with Adams still in the backfield. Wants to throw, pressure coming, and sails it by the intended receiver, Jermaine Johnson. Roddy, we talk about Weaver and Jones. They were menaces in this league.
They were. Look, 79 tackles, 16 and a half sacks is what you're replacing. And Haba Baldonado and Deslin Alexander have played a lot, but they have not had the opportunity to be those first guys up. It's not just going to be them go. We'll see Dayon Hayes. We'll see John Morgan. We'll see a bunch of guys take snaps for this group.
The young man from Italy, Haba Baldonado. Here's the third down play, and not much there for Kayron Adams. Back to the line. Bengali or Patrician wearing the 0 jersey stepped in there to get the first lick on Kayron Adams.
John Patrician's been around for about as long as I've been in college, or I was in college. Even longer, 7th year. John Patrician sniffed it out. Very physical player and a deep linebacker.
You mean at 25 you weren't playing college football?
Just barely not. Just barely.
Second look at Georgia Polis, the punter today, and here is Stovall after a flag, and boy, took a shot. Tanner Davis, the safety downfield after Melqui Stovall scooped it up. And they're going to Pittsburgh,
Illegal
Pat
motion.
Narduzzi.
Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty will be set at the end of the play.
So he elects
First
to
down, Pitt.
mark it from the spot of the return. And that's where the Panthers will get cranked up here. No score. We played almost 5 minutes. Pretty quiet start for Kenny Pickett so far.
Yeah, he had a lot of time on that first drive. UMass dropping numbers made it tough for him to find receivers. And if UMass is going to do that, Pitt's going to have to run the football. But you look, 36 career starts for Kenny Pickett, the most at one school. There's a couple guys that have started more games, but those guys have transferred. Most at one school for Kenny Pickett.
A.J. Davis in the backfield. Here's Pickett. He's going to cut it loose. Addison is downfield and makes the catch inside the 10. Nope, ruled incomplete. Bryce Watts was there in coverage for UMass.
I thought there might have been a little bit of a grab by Bryce Watts at the top of this route right there. Yeah, a little bit of a tug. Surprised we didn't get a flag there. But Jordan Addison almost brings it in, just barely doesn't. But I mean, we're about 100 yards away, and you can see that tug from up here. And a little surprised we didn't get a flag. Jordan Addison not able to haul it in.
So the Jordan Addison, Bryce Watts one-on-one battle is in full effect, isn't it?
It certainly is.
2nd and 10. This is A.J. Davis trying to find a seam. He'll pick up about 4, maybe 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd down after Jarrell Johnson's tackle. Roddy, early now. I know it's a small sample size in this deal. We're seeing teams struggle to run the ball a little bit here, right?
Yeah, we have. I think there needs to be a commitment to it. Pitt wasn't great at running the football last year, so they need to dedicate themselves to that.
Here's A.J. Davis. He'll have the first down inside the 40. Finally taken down by Pia at the 39. Avian Pia is the 6th-year eligible grad defensive end from Providence. Fresh set of downs for Pickett. Here's Davis on the back end of the catch. And then he fumbled the ball, and I think UMass has recovered at the 32, and they have. Johnson knocked it out of there, and the Minutemen have picked it up. And it looks like Bryson Richardson, another North Carolina transfer, has come up with it. Pittsburgh, who only had 4 fumbles a year ago, coughs it up in their second possession. Davis the catch, and then the giveaway. Minutemen have it when we come back.
Tackles 0 Patricia and 2 David Green. Second down, 2.
There are 2 fouls on the play by each team. Legal motion, offense. 2 players were in motion at the snap. Pass interference defense, number 14. Those fouls will offset second down.
So we'll repeat second down on the misfire from Lytle to Melvin Hill, and our apologies to you for technical difficulties coming back from the timeout as 37-year-old Walt Bell looking for a little momentum off the Pittsburgh fumble.
Wes, there's probably some people out there that enjoyed the last couple plays better without us talking.
There's a real good chance, actually. So now Lytle on second in the full 10 again. Slips it across the middle, and that's incomplete. Dropped on the play. That's Eric Collins.
It's been a sloppy start on both sides, Wes. I mean, we've seen pressure on the quarterback from UMass. Drop passes. I mean, Eric Collins, you're not going to get opportunities like that. We've seen penalties. We've seen turnovers.
Yep. Here's Lytle trying to get rid of it again, and a diving catch. Going up to try and pull it down was Michael Fitzgerald from Roswell, Georgia, and he could not catch it cleanly.
Yeah, pretty good defense by Damari Mathis, but Fitzgerald at 6'6", elevates and has a shot, and that's another one. Like, that's 2 straight plays for these UMass receivers where you've got a chance to help your quarterback. That's a good throw. You put it up, let your 6'6" receiver try and go get it, and the freshman from Roswell not able to bring it in.
So Stovall will wait on the punt here of George Jorpolis. Stovall signaling for the fair catch and will do so at the Panther 40-yard line. Still no score here in the first period. And don't forget, this is game 2 of a triple-header. Tonight coming up from Atlanta, ACC primetime football presented by Geico. The Huskies from DeKalb, Illinois, out of the MAC. Come to the corner of Techwood and Bobby Dodd to see Georgia Tech and Jeff Collins year 3. Dave O'Brien, Tim Hasselback, Kelsey Riggs will be on the field that Roddy Jones made famous at 7:30 tonight.
For a second, I thought you were going to say the Huskies from DeKalb County, right down the road of Bobby Dodd.
No. DeKalb, Illinois, outside Chicago.
Spelled the same. Easily confused.
Israel Abanikanda, a sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, gets the carry on first down here. And he'll push it for about 2 yards to the right side.
Wes, if I'm Mark Whippley, offensive coordinator for Pitt, I know you got Kenny Pickett. I know you like to sling the ball around. Run the football here. I mean, you got a big offensive line that should be able to push UMass around. Put the ball on the ground, let Israel Abanikanda go to work.
Tight end to the left, they're going to hand to Abanikanda, and here he is slipping across the midfield line to the 49 of UMass with Dante Lindsey making the stop. 9-yard run for Abanikanda, who had 41 yards on 9 carries last year in that top 25 game against Louisville early in the season.
From the 49.
And then, you know what, Pittsburgh got hit with some injuries, and funny thing happened on the way to the 21 season. There's the catch by the big tight end, Lucas Kroll. If Kenny Pickett and Lucas Kroll start connecting, things are really going to open up, Roddy.
Kroll, a big tight end, 6'6", 270 pounds. You see him kind of feign the block and just runs a deep out and is able to sky. He's a really good athlete for a guy that size.
Here's Abanikanda. He'll pick up about 6 on first down to the 28. So the Abanikanda got banged up. A.J. Davis got banged up. Vincent Davis kind of got banged up before he finished with a flurry in Atlanta. Pittsburgh's got those guys plus about 3 more that they'd like to put in the running back rotation. And that allows Pickett maybe a cleaner way to throw the football. Here he is to his right. Kenny going to turn it upfield and slide. Smartly sliding at the 23 to guarantee the first down.
Yeah, he's had a tough time finding open receivers. UMass dropping a lot of numbers back, and it's been tough to decipher this zone defense that UMass is playing. They're able to scramble and get some positive yardage there. Again, Wes, they've run the football successfully 3 times on this drive. Let's see that. I know you want to get the offense going through the pass game. I know you want to get the ball into Jordan Addison's hands, but the ability to run the football is what Pitt needs to improve on this season.
Pickett going to keep it. That's a called run for the quarterback. Kenny inside the 10, flipped over at the 5. It's 1st and goal. Well, you just said run the ball. You didn't say who would run the ball.
Yeah, I didn't expect Kenny Pickett to run the ball right away, but this is the stuff that we talked about at the top, the athleticism that he provides. It's not a big part of their game, that zone read, but Kenny Pickett's certainly capable of it.
Oh, you said at the top, bigger than you think from a size perspective. Faster than you think?
Yep, absolutely.
Here's Abanikanda stacked up at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal. Jarrell Johnson the hit. By the way, a year ago, Pittsburgh, 3rd in the ACC, 21st nationally, Roddy, in red zone. They scored 42 of 47 trips. Meanwhile, UMass allowed opponents 17 scores in 21 red zone trips in 4 games. Here's Pickett. Fake the handoff, dumps it. Lucas Kroll, touchdown, Pittsburgh.
This is designed to go to Lucas Kroll. You get a little play action and then a rub by the receiver. That could have easily been called pass interference. You got to turn around, show your numbers to the quarterback. Not called though. Lucas Kroll gets the reception and an easy stroll into the end zone.
7 plays, 60 yards, just better than 3 minutes. 23-year-old Kroll, who's on the Mackey watch list with the Panthers' first touchdown of the year. Here is Sam Scarton. And the extra point is through. A little bit of a bulky start for Narduzzi's offense. And then Pickett and company get it cranked up on their 3rd possession.
They did it on the ground too. Eventually you get the ball in the end zone through the air. But most of that done on the ground. Israel Abanikanda, Kenny Pickett. Here's another look at the touchdown. Gonna see the fake. As he rolls out, he's just waiting for Kroll to come open. There is nobody there because of the pick set on the edge. Really well designed by Mark Whipple. Really well executed by this Pitt offense.
Yep. So Kenny Pickett tallying the touchdown pass and gets the Panthers on the board. Jameer Roberts will deep for the Minutemen. There's a look at Roberts, freshman from Owings Mill, Maryland. And of course, Ben Sauls will kick it away from Pittsburgh. UMass has run 8 plays for 1 yard so far. Here is Roberts. He gets to the 20 and will not go much further than that. And we check with Larissa Harris.
Well, when we spoke to head coach Walt Bell, he told us a few of his checklist items for this game, and one of those was to make sure that his players were playing hard, smart, and tough. He said he wanted his guys to limit the errors, play with poise and maturity, especially being that they are a young team. So for him, it's all about mental maturity and mental toughness to make sure that these guys, you know, understand and can maneuver through the real adversity that they're going to face today. Well,
the other part about it is he's doing it while rebuilding the football fortunes of UMass as an independent, Roddy. And today they have 72 scholarship players on the roster,
which is a lot more than what they had when he came in.
Ellis Merriweather takes the pass. He's into the ball game for the first time. And pretty good collision with Rashad Battle going around the corner, or is that Devonshire? Might have been Devonshire, 12 rather than 15. And MJ Devonshire, the transfer from Kentucky, making his debut here today for the Panthers.
I like the call by Walt Bell, though. Flip the ball out to your running back in space with a blocker out in front and get a good positive play on first down.
Yep. Ball at the 25 for second down and 6. Lytle pumps, now wants to sling it, and beyond the outstretched hands of O.C. Johnson. Jermaine Johnson, who is by far and away the most experienced of the wide receivers in the UMass attack.
Because of the way Pittsburgh has been playing and the commitment to the run by UMass, you get one-on-one with the safety, Rashad Battle. Double move, stems him to the outside, comes back inside. And man, that's a touchdown if you're able to complete a UMass with another missed opportunity.
Third down and 7 for the Minutemen. Lytle looking, sacked. Phil Campbell.
Watch Campbell, 24 to the top of your screen, coming off the edge. There's nobody there to block him. Got to get rid of the football. You're the quarterback, and you know you don't have enough. Tyler Lytle has nowhere to go. It's an easy sack, maybe the easiest sack of the season that Phil Campbell will get. Coming off the edge, there's nobody there. He's able to bring him back.
Georgia Polis will punt it away. Stovall will have to really retreat. He'll let it hit, play it on the bounce at the 30 and be taken down in coverage, and that was Watts. So Bryce Watts, after the 52-yard punt, backs Pittsburgh up. But UMass is here today with 72 scholarship players. But Roddy, here's what they went through to play a year ago. On June 29th of 2020, the school announced a remote fall semester. UConn, now why does that matter? I'll tell you in a minute, canceled their season August the 5th. 6 days later, the Big Ten and UMass also joined the cancellation. But then athletics director Ryan Bamford, head football coach Walt Bell thought there might be a path. They said they would play football. They announced that on September 21st. They reinstated to play. They played Georgia Southern in Statesboro October 17th, then spent a week in a hotel because of Massachusetts quarantine rules. Then they go to Marshall. After that game, they had a 5-day isolation and played 2 more times, all of it on the road. Here's a long ball that's caught. Jalen Barton down to the 25-yard line of UMass.
Kenny Pickett finally completes one deep. Jalen Barton in the slot. You get Jordan Addison with a little dig. Barton over the top. You get the big completion on the post. A nice throw by Pickett to hit his receiver downfield.
47-yard throw to Barton, the sophomore from outside of Atlanta. Inside of Banacanda. Can only push the stack so far. I say Barton's from the Atlanta area. He's actually closer to Macon, Lazella, Georgia, at Westside High School.
Going back to UMass in that timeline before that big play, Wes, it's amazing that this team, what they had to push through during those quarantines that you mentioned, those isolations. No practice is being held. Like, this is full quarantine because of Massachusetts rules.
Here's Pickett, and that's Taysir Mack on the receiving end. He'll be a yard shy, I believe, of the first down. Josh Wallace the cover.
And it certainly was a struggle for UMass last year, but Walt Bell told us that the reason that they pushed to play,
right,
even going through everything that they did, is because they had a group of freshmen that needed to play football. They were able to get him some experience.
Here's Pickett, fakes the handoff. He'll slide down after getting the first down to the 12. And Roddy, here's the other thing too. Walt Bell had roughly 60-some on scholarship last year. He knew that was a free year for everybody involved. Now he's added 15 grad transfers or 15 Power 5 transfers. He's up to 70-some scholarships. He's got a program being built here. I mean, you got to rebuild the inventory. He took the job, he told us the other day, 52 scholarship players.
It's amazing. And you know, you don't hear about those stories. Kansas went through something similar a few years ago. And it's hard to build those numbers back up. You can only bring in 25 a year. You've got obviously the matriculation out. As you see Tayshaun Holmes getting up, able to walk off the field on his own power. But Walt Bell's optimistic about the direction of this program. This is a program that was among the worst in Power 5, in FBS last season.
Right.
12 points in those 4 games, only 1 offensive touchdown, but still, if you're able to get your guys some experience, build it, then maybe in a few years, you're competitive.
And it's refreshing at times. You know it's an uphill fight, but when Walt Bell talks to you, you see the belief he has.
Yeah.
And, hey, look, it's impressive. Here's Pickett now. Comes back. Addison can't hang on a back shoulder throw at the pylon. Teray Powell was there man-to-man with Jordan Addison.
It's a good idea by Kenny Pickett. If you're going to be nitpicky, you'd like it about a foot higher for Jordan Addison. This is one that Addison's going to look at and say, I should have gotten. Although, that hand to the face, I mean, makes it a little more difficult to track the football.
Yep. So now 2nd down from the 12. Pickett, here's a quick throw. Addison got a nice block, and he'll score. Jalen Barton, who had the big 47-yard catch, frees Addison for the touchdown.
Receivers got to take care of each other. Watch number 10, Jalen Barton on the outside, seals Bryce Watts. Jordan Addison one-on-one against Tristan Armstrong, the safety coming across. Excuse me, that was Bryce Richardson coming across. No match for the speed of Addison to the pylon.
2nd touchdown pass for Pickett. This one to Addison after the 5-yarder to Krull. Scarton to try and add the point after. And it is good. Oh, no, he missed it. I beg your pardon. Missed the kick. So 13-0 after Scarton misfired on the point after. But Jordan Addison got the touchdown on the board for Pittsburgh. Don't forget, the Huddle closes the night for you on ACC Network. And then tomorrow, ACC field hockey. Towson visits number 8 Virginia in Charlottesville at high noon. And then at 2 o'clock, number 9 Maryland, number 12 Duke from Jack Cat Stadium in Durham. Both right here on ACC Network and always streaming on the ESPN app. And Pat Narduzzi making some notes with 91 seconds to go here in quarter 1.
It's not an ideal start for this Pittsburgh offense, but the past 2 possessions able to get something going. Jordan Addison putting the ball in the end zone.
And there'll be no return by Roberts. So UMass will start from its 25-yard line. 6 plays, 74 yards, 154 the time of the drive.
Walt Bell's crew on offense, Wes, has had some opportunities. I mean, you've had some receivers open, a couple of drops, a couple of 50-50 balls that they haven't been able to bring down. Tyler Lytle and this offense just need to keep chipping away and take advantage of these opportunities if you want to stay within reach, this Pittsburgh group.
Kayron Adams in the backfield again now with Lytle on this possession. Here's a quick throw to the perimeter, and this is Jermaine Johnson breaking free. Best play of the day for UMass offensively, and he'll pick up 16 yards to the 41 before A.J. Woods shoved him out.
Well, A.J. Woods was lined up over Rico Arnold, the receiver who went to crack the safety. Woods falls in with Arnold. Got a wide open shot down the sideline for Jermaine Johnson. Good pickup.
Yep. 3 minutes and 25 seconds between touchdowns for Pittsburgh here to get to the quick 13-point lead, and Lytle in trouble, and it was Kalijah Cansey that got there first to take him off balance.
Kalijah Cansey is what you call a problem in the middle of that defense. He was a problem for ACC schools last year, and he is a problem for UMass up front. Joe Horn, the center, trying to get over there to prevent him from getting in the backfield, but Cansey with the great quickness, explosiveness off the line of scrimmage, able to get in the backfield. You see what Pitt was able to do a year ago. Tied for first in sacks last year in all of college football, and first in tackles for loss.
13-0 in favor of the Panthers. Here's second down and 18, and Adams got hit by Cansey again. Now, Kalijah Cansey last year became one of your favorites pretty quick in this league, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we were expecting a Jalen Twyman to be the guy coming into last year. Watch Cansey, number 8. Gets a little off balance, but the strength to fight across the face of the true freshman Joe Horn, the COVID freshman Joe Horn, was able to make the play. Kalijah Cansey showing why he's looked at as one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Yep. So we're through one here at Heinz Field. A little bit of a balky start for the Panthers, but they put touchdowns on the board in their last 2 trips to lead 13-0.
Trying to hurry these guys off the field, Dorsett was moving the not all of them.
Third down, 17.
13-0 Pittsburgh. We go to quarter 2 here at Heinz Field. And John Patrician fights through to take down Tyler Lytle. 3 sacks today already for the Panthers, who have 100 in the last 2 years and a quarter.
Yeah. It's a team that's made its name getting after the quarterback, and in replacing Patrick Jones and Rashad Weaver, it's been them bringing pressure for the most part. Tyler Lytle has had very little time to throw the ball on 3rd downs.
Jalen Barden will wait on the punt of Georgia Poulos. End over end, takes a big bounce. It hit a UMass player. The ball should be marked up, I would think. Back around the 30. That hit a player at the 30-yard line. They're going to have to, right? Or am I wrong here?
No, you're right there. And the fact that it hit him and then he still let the ball roll in the end zone was the funny part of that.
All right. Well, during the break, Roddy, the 1976 national champions are being honored here today. And whenever you talk about Pittsburgh in 1976, that means you get to see Tony Dorsett. And I can't tell you how happy the folks are at the University of Pittsburgh that Dorsett is able to be here today.
How cool is that?
Yep.
One of the greatest to ever do it. Not just in college, in the pros too. I mean, that dude was incredible. Very cool for the 1976 team to be honored. Anytime you get a Heisman Trophy winner in the building, it's a good day.
Yep. So they did finally mark it, I think, at the 27. Here's referee Magallanes.
The previous play is under further review.
Previous plays under review, Roddy. So they'll have another quick check. The 76 team, by the way, kind of comes to mind because it was coached by the late John Majors, who we lost here in the last calendar year, the College Football Hall of Fame coach. And of course, Narduzzi and the Panthers will go to Knoxville next Saturday for the John Majors Classic. We're back in a moment. Well, Jerry Magallanes and his crew got it sorted out, so Pittsburgh's going to start from its 30-yard line. And Roddy, I think we were seeing things here.
Yeah, they moved the ball up 3 yards because the ball is touched on the 30-yard line, and Wes, they had it on the 27 before, so the 3 minutes that it took to correct that, I guess, was worth the 3 yards.
There you go. And you see the coverage by Armstrong for UMass. The ball hit him at the 30, and that's where Kenny Pickett, who is 10 of 13 for 116 and a couple of scores, goes to work.
Play too.
Flag thrown, looking deep, Jacques Louis, and that ball will be intercepted, but the flag is thrown as Watts comes up with the pick, and Kenny Pickett took a huge lick. There's another flag down.
Kenny Pickett shaking up. It's going to be offsides, and you're probably going to get a roughing the passer against UMass.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the defense. Offside defense, number 52. Penalties declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer with targeting, defense, number 22. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Jarrell Johnson.
The previous play is under further review.
Is the player for roughing the passer. You see Ekwesi offline. He's offside. And then here comes Johnson. Oh, yeah, Roddy.
Yeah. You launch into the head of the quarterback, it's going to get you targeting.
Fortunately, was able to make it to the sideline under his own power. It looks to be okay. Jarrell Johnson, who was flagged for the targeting, was ejected from the ball game. So Deshaun Ross will fill his spot for UMass. They'll keep an eye on Kenny here as Nick Patty now has come into the ball game. The redshirt junior, Hillsdale, New Jersey, appearing for the 9th time in his career. Patty gonna cut it loose, and nice catch, Jacques Louis at the 38-yard line of the Minutemen.
It's a good throw by Nick Patty over the linebacker. Let's take a look at that hit, though. Here's why you get targeting. The quarterback's a defenseless player. You get Jarrell Johnson launching. If he hits Kenny Pickett in the chest, you probably just get a roughing the quarterback. But because you go up high with that little jump, that's a launch. That's going to get you targeted.
And here is Shockey with Lucas Kroll in front, trying to help him out. Inside the 20 goes Shockey Jacques Louis to the 17.5-yard line. Bryce Watts finally shoved him out of bounds. Kenny Pickett, by the way, comes back in to get the ball to Shockey Jacques Louis, who I always like to tell you has a brother named Rocky Jacques Louis.
Shockey and Rocky, that's awesome. That's the best, man. How good is that? But good to see Kenny Pickett back in the game. Just as a clarification on that targeting, the quarterback in that situation considered a defenseless player, so forcible contact to the head or neck area draws that flag.
Here's Pickett, he wants to throw. Kenny wants to get in on the action, slips it here to the near side. And Jared Wayne the catch. 18th career game, 40th career catch for the 6'3" Wayne from Canada.
Got a stable of receivers, Wes.
Ronnie, the depth, Pat Narduzzi was like, we got guys. And yeah, you do. You have guys. He's got one area that he'd like to have a little bit more. Here's Addison trying to make a move toward the 10 and will be turned away just shy of the first down. Josh Wallace the stop. I thought he was really candid with us yesterday saying, look, I feel really good about 7 offensive linemen. I'd like to have 8, maybe 1.5 more in my rotation.
Yeah, but everywhere else, you look at the running back position, 6 deep. You look at the tight end position, 4 deep. You look at the receiver position. It took us 20 minutes to get through the receivers in our meeting yesterday.
Well, he kept adding guys that we didn't know were going to play.
Had to add to the card consistently.
Yep. Speaking of adding to the card, there's the first collegiate carry of Rodney Hammond Jr., who Narduzzi spoke so highly of. He had no fall football, by the way, in the Commonwealth of Virginia out of Virginia Beach as Hammond did have a very small spring schedule, arrived here in June, and has really impressed the coaches in camp.
And one of the great things, I mean, zooming with coaches is one thing. Being in person, you can see them light up when they start to talk about a player.
Right.
When Pat Narduzzi got to Rodney Hammond, he had that look in his eye like, guys, you guys are in for a show if we get number 9 to football.
Yeah. So they missed on the 4th and 1. And Hammond will give the football back. They did not get the necessary yardage, and that will fire up the 7th-year head coach of the Panthers. He wants that to be elementary.
You talk about Pittsburgh tough, and as much as Pat Narduzzi embraces where the game has gone, as much as Mark Whipple has been successful putting the ball in the air, when it's 4th and 1, you got to be able to get the yard. You got to be able to get it on 3rd and short, 4th and short, whether it's on the ground or in the air. That time they're not able to get it on the ground.
All right, UMass goes from its 8 now. Early in the second period of play, trailing 13-0. And not a lot there. And K'Ron Adams maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage before he gets shoved back. Tyler Bentley, who Randy Bates said yesterday is hard to block. Well, 6'2", listed at 305 from Westchester, Ohio. And he's playing in there, I think, Roddy, with DeAndre Jules, that combination you were looking for.
Absolutely love Jules and Bentley, the band there in the middle.
Here's the give, and Adams lowers the shoulder shy of the 15 before the Panthers arrive. Eric Hallett out of the secondary is the first Pitt player there.
It's a decent run by UMass on second down to get you into the third and manageable. Tyler Lytle and Walt Bell going to have to figure out a way to get the ball out quick. Pittsburgh almost certainly going to bring pressure, going to press up and make you make a quick throw. Lytle's got to be ready for that pressure coming. See if he's able to dish the ball. Maybe get something to your running back on the perimeter in space.
UMass got 29 yards on 18 plays so far. Lytle calling for it. Here come the Panthers, and Lytle will break free. Try to get here to the near side, and will have the first down. John Morgan finally tracked him down, but pretty heady play by Tyler Lytle.
Had a receiver open to the top, but still kind of maneuvers in the pocket, moves away from the pressure of Wendell Davis, and then pick him up and put him down, big man. Come on, get that first down.
First third down conversion for the Minutemen. Off their own 20. Lytle threw it in the ground. Thought about going to Adams. And Lytle got knocked around by Dayon Hayes, by the way. Roddy, you know this, the old adage, if your quarterback gets hit, the other guy's definitely going to get hit at some point, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like the old brushback pitch in
That's
baseball.
it. There you go. That's right.
Is that what you're telling me?
Telling me, you know.
Yeah. Those defensive linemen have been all over Tyler Lytle all day.
Yeah, he's just 2 for 8 for 20 yards. Looking to throw again, and now going to be 2 for 9. In the area of Jermaine Johnson, but
Cam Bright did a really nice job coming from inside out. The outside linebacker, number 38, coming from inside out, recognizing what you were going to get with the sprint out, exploding out, get under the receiver to create this third and long. Again, most third downs, Pittsburgh has brought pressure. They've been able to get to Tyler Lytle. Got a bunch of guys hanging out around the line of scrimmage here for Pitt.
Bright playing in his 39th game today for the Panthers. Here's a throw on the perimeter, and this is Johnson trying to make a move back through space, and he'll be tackled shy of the first down at the 29. 9-yard play to Jermaine Johnson. And just ahead of 9 minutes is, I think Walt Bell's going to punt this, but want to make sure, and indeed they will. Here comes Georgia Polis.
Like the play call, though. Little bubble screen, get blockers out front, get your playmaker in space, and he almost got that first down. It rallies to the football and forces the punt.
So Georgia Polis to punt it away to Melquise Stovall. Here is Stovall now. Started his career at Cal. Transferred to Pittsburgh from Hawaii, and now Pat Narduzzi at timeout.
Pittsburgh.
On a 4th and 1.
Time out of the half. 30-second timeout.
So a timeout taken with 8:39 to go. Well, following coverage of Georgia Tech, Northern Illinois tonight, Roddy, our show's back. The Huddle After Dark.
Let's go.
The Huddle After Dark. Yep. Jordan Cornette, Eric McLean, E.J. Manuel, and Mark Rick. Complete breakdowns of all 7 ACC games today.
Ties are optional.
Ties are very optional, and I think socks this year have been added to the optional list.
Go.
The Huddle, available on ACC Network, of course, and always on the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Huddle After Dark.
You can only have so much fun when everybody's on a screen sitting at home.
Right.
Those guys in the studio together.
I missed Huddle After Dark last year, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I did too. Back in studio, they're going to go over to the other set with the chairs.
Yeah, they are. That's
kick
right.
it back.
Yep.
I love Huddle After Dark.
Yep. Looking forward to that, fellas. Those guys been working now.
Oh, they've
been working since Thursday.
They've earned their paychecks.
Yes,
working,
they have.
traveling.
Yep. 3 full days for the Huddle. There's a line shot. Stovall juggled it, and let's see, Pittsburgh get it? Yes, they did. Already awarded to the Panthers at the 36-yard line. 35-yard punt, Georgia Polis. 13-0 Pittsburgh. 8:32 to go first half. How do you want to get the off day of camp covered, Roddy? You put the offensive lineman in the log ride at Kennywood Amusement Park, about 7 miles away from Heinz Field.
I'm not sure you're going to get a better splash, a bigger splash, than when you put all the hog mollies on that thing coming down. It's got us one.
Ball at the 36. First down give, and Rodney Hammond is back in. So we're getting a look at the freshman from Norfolk, who in a full campaign his junior year had 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns. And second down, and here goes Hammond again. Look at this now. First down, Hammond to the 47 of UMass.
He almost got out of there too, Wes. The thing that I really liked, got skinny through the hole and then set the safety up. Coming outside a little bit, put his foot in the ground, hugged that offensive line so that he could get another 5 yards or so. Really nice run.
Yep. So Rodney Hammond off and going here for the Panthers. Pickett now going to throw on 1st and 10. Slips it out of the backfield. This is Gavin Bartholomew, the tight end, and he got banged out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 6'4", 260, freshman from Blue Mountain High School here in Pennsylvania. And this is Pat Narduzzi's guy now.
Oh, man. How about the story he told us? He wasn't sure that he was going to take Gavin Bartholomew, but he zooms with him, and he's got a beard, and he's like, all right, we need to take this guy.
Here's Shockey Jock Louis on the sweep. And he will pick up 5 to the 35 and another first down before Lindsey angled him out of bounds. Yeah, the beard sold Narduzzi in the recruiting process, apparently.
Yeah, and he was right. He shows up and told us Gavin Bartholomew's the strongest tight end that we've got, right up there with Lucas Kroll. But you look at the numbers in Bartholomew from Eastern Pennsylvania, Blue Mountain High School. It's been impressive.
Yep. Here's Pickett. Dancing in the pocket here to the near side, slings it, and Kroll to catch on cue. Inside the 15, down to the 10 goes Lucas Kroll. Najee Logan the tackle, 24-yard throw.
A lot of time for Kenny Pickett. This offensive line's done a good job protecting him. 3-man rush, that means 5 are dropping. Kroll waving on the sideline. I thought the big fella was spinning.
He's a really good athlete.
He is.
We saw him make a great catch in the spring game here. Play fake to Hammond. Pickett rips it to the end zone off the hands of Mack.
That one's a frustrating one for this Pitt offense. And we mentioned earlier how good Pitt was in the red zone. Well, that was overall scoring from a touchdown standpoint in the red zone. Bottom 5 in the league a year ago.
Right.
So putting the ball in the end zone, once they get close, big focus. Tayseer Mack not able to do it.
Pickett 14 of 18, giving ground here. Kenny going to dance through trouble, and he'll be sacked.
And Pickett is sacked on the play.
Because UMass got there with Xavier Gonzalez making the play.
First time we've really seen Kenny Pickett under pressure, with the exception of the hit that he took. He's got to throw that ball away, though. You avoid it at first. Maybe you're trying to slip through, but you put yourself in a position where you're on the 17-yard line for this 3rd and goal.
Yep. So you see they send the 3 guys to the top of the screen. Addison, Wayne, and Tayseer Mack. Bartholomew's the tight end to the bottom of the screen, and now Walt Bell wants a timeout.
Timeout. Timeout. UMass. First timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
While we get a moment here, Roddy, we know that thousands of folks have been affected by Hurricane Ida, not just in the Gulf, but also in the Northeast as well. We hope you will contribute to the recovery effort of those folks in our country at redcross.org/ESPN. Again, redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond to and help people recover from this disaster. And that's just across the state here from Pittsburgh, Eastern PA, and the New York, New Jersey area, as well as those folks in the Gulf and down along the bayou. Our thoughts are with you as we open this ACC football season this weekend. Got started on Thursday night in Raleigh. Last night, 3 ball games, including a spectacular environment at Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. Just an amazing environment for Virginia Tech and North Carolina. Here's Pickett on the 3rd and goal. Hammond dropped it out of the backfield. So now, here comes Sam Scarton, who missed the extra point a moment ago. Now, Alex Kessman graduated from the program. He moved on. This is an area where we saw Ben Sauls make long field goals in the pregame. And now we're looking at Scarton trying a 35-yard field goal. And this will be his first career field goal attempt. Christodoulou will hold. Adamitis the snap. And the kick for Sam Scarton is perfect. 5:37 to go in this first half. New score at Heinz Field. Pittsburgh 16, UMass nothing. (16-0) Pittsburgh. 5.5 to go. Scarton's 35-yard field goal. And Kayron Adams deep for the Minutemen, who had a little something going in the last possession after being stymied out really in the first 5 drives. And Saul's going to hang this high and short. Adams a running catch of it at the 14, and he'll get to the 31 and a flag thrown in from behind by referee Jerry Magallanes. Marked the ball to the 32, but something tells me it won't be there.
It's a big hit on that return that had the Pitt sideline fired up.
During the return, illegal wedge, return team. Number 14, number 11. Penalties half the distance to the goal from the spot. First down.
What was that rule when I was in college?
Were you saying you got blown up a lot?
Well, when I was, you used to have wedges of 4 guys coming. I didn't get blown up. I didn't exactly have the gumption to go through that, Wes. I was more a finesse guy on running down on the kickoff team.
Is that what you're telling me?
Oh yeah.
I don't recall the finesse part.
Hey, look, I tackled C.J. Spiller.
Oh God! Don't even. Do not even. Here is Lytle looping it down the field, and a catch is made. And Josiah Johnson hauls it in. Johnson, a big 6'5" redshirt sophomore from Bowles in Jacksonville, out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 17 and a first down.
UMass has had some guys open and some opportunities. They finally hit one downfield. Get the tight end wide open. They've got some size and some length. Like these guys, a lot of these guys are cast-offs from other institutions, but they've had some chances today against Pitt.
Yep. So the best play of the day offensively for Tyler Lytle, who spins it right across the middle and caught. About an 8-yard gain there. And that grab is Pilata, the tight end from Massillon, Ohio.
That was a good job by the umpire, Troy Riley, or a little bit of a clumsy job getting out of the way.
I've seen more umpires get upended in the first 3 nights of football too, by the way, on the college side.
Welcome back to college football.
Wow, welcome home indeed. The umpires have been just Troy Riley, just the latest guy to be
Look, that's an
rolled over.
Job. You are every snap in danger.
The other night in the NC State South Florida guy, some guy went head over tea kettle. Here's the give to Merriweather, and he's going to be held shy of the first down. Is that Patrician that got in there wearing the big 0 number? Yeah, John Patrician.
John Patrician's gotten a lot of run in this game. They're going to rotate Patrician, Cam Bright at one of those linebackers, Chase Pine, Phil Campbell had another one. We sent Bengali Kamara, and then in the middle, Savasier Dennis and Wendell Davis.
Remember when we seen Kamara, it's almost like when they go speed package on 3rd down.
Yeah, coming off the edge.
Yep.
Kamara, a little bit of length at 6'2", but Savasier Dennis has been the guy in the middle for him.
Yep.
Impressively, a big 3rd down here.
Sure has. Lytle, play fake. Looks right, going to sling it down the field beyond the reach of Josiah Johnson, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
That one's on the quarterback. You had the corner route to the tight end. Got to fire it lower, put it on the body of your tight end.
Well, Jalen Barton's going to go back to take this punt. Roddy, here's the other thing too. You can say veteran quarterback making his 37th start. Bunch of guys back on that side of the ball, 9 of them, or 10 of them in fact. But here's the rub on this. You're going to have an opportunity to kind of put the 2-minute plus offense to end this half in motion. Yeah. Especially after Barton runs off from it and it'll roll dead inside the 10-yard line. And that's where Pittsburgh's going to start with 3:15 to play.
You know, it's little things like that in the first game, a fan may not look at that and say, hey, that's going to be a big play when you go to film. But that's a big play when you go to film. You can't let those punts hit the ground.
Next Saturday in Knoxville, that's a big play.
Field to punt.
Right.
It's a 15-yard swing there. And when you're playing a field position game against an offense like Tennessee next week, that could cost you. It may not today. UMass has struggled on the offensive side of the football, has had some opportunities, but not able to hit them.
Right.
But there's been enough here in this first half where I'd have to imagine when you go back and watch the film, Pat Narduzzi's going to be a little irritated at the way his team came out and played.
All right, we get our look at A.J. Davis, who started this ball game. Snap to Pickett. Worst starting possession today in terms of field position for the Panthers, and there's Davis, and he is pulled down by Pia on the far sideline after a gain of almost 5 to the 13. Avian Pia, 29th game today, 5th start, originally a fullback tight end when Mark Whipple, the offensive coordinator at Pittsburgh, was the UMass head coach. Here's Pickett bailing to the near side. Kenny will turn it upfield, go out of bounds at the 21 and have the Panthers first down. There's Whipple and Pickett. And fun to listen to Mark Whipple talk about Kenny Pickett, Roddy, in terms of just kind of the relationship the coach and the player have now.
Well, it's year 3 together, and throughout that, you know the trust that Kenny Pickett has in this coaching staff. They advised him, hey, Kenny, it's time to come back. Let's improve your draft stock for next season. He trusted them with that decision.
Yep. Pickett spins it to Krull, 31-yard line. The catch, he'll fall forward for a couple of more, and that'll be another Pittsburgh first down by the Ross tackle.
Lucas Krull with his 4th catch on the day. When we asked Kenny Pickett what's new about this offense, he said tight ends over the middle and tight ends down on the outside. We didn't have that last year.
Here's Pickett, checked it all the way down, and Jared Wayne another first half catch, and he'll stretch to the 38-yard line.
All right, minute 43 and running, 2 timeouts. Now you get a chance, like you said, to get that 2-minute drill rep. Like Kenny Pickett staying in the pocket and dishing it there.
Panthers get the ball to start the second half. Here's the second down snap. He's going to go for the ball down the middle. Addison juggled it, held on at the UMass 40. They'll spot it to the 39 and a first down with 1:24 to go ahead of Lindsey's tackle.
Excellent ball placement by Kenny Pickett. Doesn't lead Addison up the field, puts it on him, lets him turn his back to the safety, protects his receiver.
23-yard throw. Pickett having a very nice first half for the Panthers. Here's the first down snap with 1:10 to play. Shoots it near side, Wayne. And he will get to the 25. Pat Narduzzi's got the 2 timeouts. Mark Whipple, who's got Davis Bevel with him, wearing the red hat to signal in plays here. And Pat Narduzzi looking at the clock with 55 seconds left.
It's another one of those plays, Wes. Jared Wayne's got to get out of bounds.
Yeah.
2-minute situation. So those reps that really count.
Here is Wayne, and he does get out of bounds this time after picking up 7 to the 18.
And it's those little things that in the first game, that's why you want these opportunities because on the previous play, Jared Wayne gets as much as he can and stays in bounds. Again, that's not something that is going to cost you today. But down the line, these coaching points, those are things that do cost you, having to burn timeouts or taking more time.
Timeout. Their second timeout of the half.
Wow.
30 seconds.
UMass takes the timeout with 46 seconds left. Well, coming up, State Farm halftime report. Jordan Cornette with E.J. Manuel, Eric McLean. A check-in at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Number 14, Miami. Number 1, Alabama.
Ooh, buddy.
And we'll look, of course, at the Panthers' performance here in the opening 30 minutes, and then a look ahead to tonight in Uptown Charlotte with number 3 Clemson and number 5 Georgia. The start for the Canes was not what Manny Diaz wanted scripted for sure.
That's about as nicely as you could put it. 27-3 Alabama at halftime. I mean, it was
Well, you and I were talking Bubba Bolden.
Bubba Bolden with a silly targeting penalty to get ejected from that game in the
Right.
first quarter.
Taking an All-American candidate off the field.
It has been all Alabama, so good luck, boys, talking about that one.
After 3 hard days at the office.
Right.
The ball will be at the 18. You surprised Walt Bell called a timeout there, Roddy?
No, clock wasn't running. He's got to get it straight. He's got to get his defense ready to go. He waited as long as he could and then pops the timeout, but didn't stop the clock for Pittsburgh. So, no, not all that surprised.
A.J. Davis in the backfield. Here's Pickett. Kenny shoots it and almost deflected. Josh Wallace got a hand in on a ball intended for Shaki Jacques-Louis.
41 seconds. You still have those 2 timeouts.
Oh, you
don't
can run it
have
here.
to go to the sideline. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Run game still in play.
Here comes some pressure. They're going to hand it to Davis. He'll fire through the right side, and he will score the Pittsburgh touchdown. A.J. Davis, in his 40th career game, goes 18 yards for the score.
You called it, partner. With those 2 timeouts, you absolutely can run it. You get the puller from the backside. Owen Drexel, the center, he's able to seal the defender inside, and A.J. Davis, an easy touchdown in the end zone. Caught that UMass defense off guard.
18-yard run. Panthers have scored in 4 of their last 5 possessions. And Scarton's point after is good with 36 seconds left. Kenny Pickett going to go to the Heinz Field locker room, 20 of 24 for 220 and a touchdown, a couple of touchdowns here in this first half.
Pretty solid. And there's certainly been some opportunities to take shots downfield that they haven't completed, but all in all, when you're 20 for 22, yeah, you'll take that. You'll take that.
9 plays, 92 yards, 2:29 the time of the drive. Finish the Whipple Pickett story from this week. Mark Whipple, in kind of coming out of preseason practice and into game week, doesn't want to throw Kenny Pickett's arm out, essentially. Doesn't want to wear him down. And yesterday, Roddy and Larisha, Whip started telling us about the off day that he was giving Kenny Pickett. And it came on the heels of our conversation about coming back to Pittsburgh, right? Because Kenny likes to practice. And Whip said, give you an example. Tuesday's his off day, and all of a sudden I look over there, and what's he doing? He's throwing the ball.
I had to go over there and talk to him. I'm trying to save your arm by
Right.
giving you today off.
Here is Adams on the kick return with 35 seconds left, trying to find a seam across the 20 to the 25, and that's where UMass will start. And Larisha, Kenny likes to practice. And one of the things I guess Mark Whipple talked to him about in the decision process was, hey man, you're not going to get a lot of reps being on an NFL roster as a number 3 guy.
Yeah, he said you're not going to get a lot of reps. But Kenny told me one of the reasons why he's practicing so much is because they are trying to make sure that they score and that they have explosive plays this season. He said one of the reasons why a lot of people aren't talking about them and their potential is because they've been so inconsistent the past few seasons. And this year they're trying to change that notion.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's changed it in the first half. There's a Another tackle in the middle of the line by Elijah Cansey, taking down K'Ron Adams.
Piggybacking off what Larisha said, I mean, a lot of the reason I think Kenny Pickett hasn't gotten his due in the ACC are the touchdown numbers. Have not matched the production from an overall standpoint. Looks like this is going to take us the last 5 seconds to halftime. Kenny Pickett on fire.
Yeah, sure is. He's had a great first half. Pittsburgh has looked the part. Panthers lead 23-0. And it's been impressive. And Kenny Pickett's been a big part of it. 20 of 25, 220, 2 scores, and 9 different receivers employed by Kenny Pickett in the throw game.
Very solid. It's been spreading the ball around. This defense has been smothering against UMass's offense. This offense has gotten it going a little bit.
All right, let's check in with Larisha and Coach Narduzzi.
Coach, you had a few missed opportunities offensively, but what's your overall evaluation of Kenny Pickett and the other guys?
You know, Kenny looked okay. I mean, we had drop touchdown pass down here. We fumbled the ball on a drive. You know, we got an illegal formation where, you know, someone's covered up, and we've just shot ourselves early on offense. And then defense, we played really lights out. I mean, I think they got 3 first downs. You know, nothing to complain about there.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks to Larisha and to Coach Narduzzi. On the other side, kids, the State Farm halftime report. Jordan Cornette, E.J. Manuel, Eric McLean next. Our ACC network coverage continues second half from Pittsburgh. Panthers 23 and the Minutemen of UMass nothing. Great to be with Roddy Jones, Larisha Harris. We get ready to roll with the second half. We talked about Kenny Pickett at the top today. Roddy, really good in the first half. 20 of 28, 228 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he displayed all the things that there are to like about him. We covered it in the open. Here's the arm strength, whips it across the middle. His ability to escape. He's gotten out of the pocket and hurt UMass a couple of times with his legs. This one down near close to the goal line. He's been able to stay out of harm's way for the most part, but most of what he's done is through the air. Deep shot down the field. He completes that one to Jalen Barden. Has another one out to to Jordan Addison for a touchdown. Then the last time we talked about in the open was the toughness. Takes a big shot here. Able to take one play off. Targeting penalty happened. Jarrell Johnson out of the game, but he's able to pop up.
Yep.
Go through the rest of that first half. He was absolutely fantastic. You see the stats at halftime. Look at that. Pitt, 1.9 yards per play is what that defense has allowed for UMass's offense.
Well, I'll give you the better stat. Richard Simmons handles our stats up here for us. 27 plays for UMass, only 8 positive plays, less than 30%. Let's check with Larisha. And the kick through the end zone. So Pittsburgh will start from its 25. And we'll get a look at Kenny Pickett. Larisha, what'd you hear from Walt Bell?
Well, head coach Walt Bell told me that right now they weren't running the ball very well, and another thing that they needed to do was stay ahead of the chains. He said regardless, he's proud of the mental maturity that he's seen from his guys. He did apologize for the error for the ejection of number 22 earlier and said that's totally not the character of his player, but he wanted to continue to push his guys to stay in the fight and continue competing because they still have about 30 minutes left of football.
Well, and another ACC team in the wait next week in Amherst with Boston College. Izzy Abanikanda starts the second half at the running back spot. He picks up a couple of yards before Magnus the stop. And to Walt Bell's team's credit, you know, Roddy, you're talking about teams lost 11 straight, 17 of their last 18. So 6 straight year they've opened the campaign against a Power 5. There are opportunities, but it's a details type progression for UMass. Here's Pickett. He's going to sail one for Addison, and just beyond his reach, he had already cut Josh Wallace in the secondary and Teray Powell. But it's a details game. You got to make the catch across the middle. You got to make a tackle in space. It's the little things.
Yeah, he'll go back and watch the film of that first half and say, hey, look, we had our opportunities to move the ball on offense. It's about consistency, and this could be a good start for his defense on 3rd and long.
Yep. Kenny Pickett Tries to get it to the first down mark at the 35, and the catch is made by Jared Wayne. And they're going to spot him a step, and I mean the smallest of steps from the first down spot.
Fourth down.
They're now going to call it incomplete.
I think they did, Wes.
Well, it looked like they were spotting it at the 34 and 7/8 yard line.
Take a look at this. Jared Wayne coming across. See if we can see. This ball hits the ground. Yeah, there it is. You can see it just barely come out. Jared Wayne sold it, but good call by the officials.
Heck yeah, he did. This will be Pittsburgh's first 3 and out, resulting in a punt. Eric Collins, who transferred to UMass from NC State, is deep to return. A fair catch called for at the 26-yard line. The punt is 47 yards. And here is Tyler Lytle making his first career start today after appearing in 9 games over 3 seasons at Colorado. Played in 2 ball games a year ago, 3 games in 19, 4 games in 18. The book on Lytle at Boulder was excellent athlete, maybe a potential football player. Right, he just hadn't had any time here today.
Anytime they've gotten in 3rd and long, Pitt has heated things up in the pocket. He hasn't been able to get the ball out.
Ball off the 26-yard line, and K-Ron Adams gets 2 before he is flung back by Haba Baldonado. There's 87 from Italy. You talk about an interesting guy to talk to now. Haba's got a lot going on.
A lot going on. This is a guy that from Rome, Italy, has done MMA fighting in the past.
Oh, yeah.
His brother still does it over in Italy.
Yeah.
Says he likes to watch Chandler Jones, whose brother John Jones, an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Loves the hand fighting that comes with that combat sport.
Lytle on an inside route, and Josiah Johnson, I think, coughed it up. Or no, Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald the catch, the freshman from Roswell, Georgia. And the ball is fumbled and scooped up by Eric Hallett. And where's the basketball goal? Is there a basketball goal this year?
I see the goal. I don't know if they have the ball, though.
Oh, I see the goal. Where's the ball? Oh, no. Hallett came up with the fumble. There'll be no dunk by the Panthers, but they do get their first turnover of the day when we come back. (23-0). Eric Hallett, the fumble recovery, and the dunk, Roddy.
They eventually got him a football. And the signature Pitt turnover dunk.
Here's Pickett, best starting position for the Panthers today. Kenny with tons of time, now going to slip it. And here is Davis trying to keep his feet and get a yard out of it. Play took forever to develop. Deshaun Ross, the linebacker, the stop.
Usually a quarterback doesn't have that much time when you're trying to set up a screen, but just kept working and
They're
working.
lucky it wasn't ineligible.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so it didn't matter.
Right. Banakanda and Davis on the field together. Going to hand it on the sweep to Jacques Louis, and Shockey hurdles one and drives it to about the 34-yard line. Ross again to tackle an injured UMass player. Speaking of hurdling, saw this earlier today. Trey Berry, did you see the Boston College tight end hurdle on the touchdown?
A big 6'7" man jumping over somebody.
Sure was. See that huddle late night after dark tonight. Back after this.
Field right now, Pittsburgh up 23-0, and we just saw the head trainer for UMass, which is actually one of 12 to be a female primary athletic trainer, Miss Deanna Doheny, attend to Brian Richardson. Again, Miss Doheny, again, she's one of 12 across FBS programs with a female primary athletic trainer, and she came from Rice University in Houston, and I asked her, how is it being here? How is it, being at UMass? And she said it's been awesome, and also head coach Walt Bell credits her for what she's done, and she says she's trying to bring new techniques to ensure proper healing and recovery for the players.
Well, and Bryson Richardson looks to be okay. Here's Jacques Louis on another sweep. And Addison tried to help him out, and he lost a yard on the play. Great pursuit by Deshaun Ross. We're calling the sophomore from Moorhaven, Florida's name a lot here in the second half, especially as it relates to stopping the sweep.
Yeah, we certainly are. And Kenny Pickett on the ball for this 4th and 6. Look at, they're going to go for it.
Yep. UMass rushes 3. Pickett spins it here to the near side. Taysir Mack the catch, and the first down at the 25. 9-yard play for Mack. 5th-year senior from Brooklyn who started his career at Indiana.
It's a good job by Taysir Mack pushing up on the comeback route, just one-on-one to the boundary.
There's a 1st and 10 play. Pickett again with time, and Mack again inside the 10. A flag thrown back in the middle of the field near the goal line. If the play stands, it'll be 1st and goal at the 8.
Going to get a hold on the safety Tanner Davis, who opted to grab Jordan Addison instead of letting him run right down the middle of the field.
Yep.
Would have been wide open.
And we'll stop here. Josh Wallace is shaken up on the play. The corner for the Minutemen.
Holding. Defense number 3. Penalties declined. Result of the play is accepted. First down.
Just a switch concept, Wes, and here's how sometimes you got to stop Jordan Addison. Nope, you're not going past me, big fella. Here's a look at the pass. You got Taysir Mack going up the sideline. You can't beat the defender deep. You sit it down on the outside. Every team in the country has that concept, and without the grab of Addison, Kenny Pickett probably goes up the seam for a touchdown, but
Roddy,
still a good completion.
It's the little things, and we saw it on the throw. Pickett resets, I mean, almost in the throw, right?
Yeah, look,
it's not a pump fake, it's a reset.
He's got such command, and as he's waiting for Taysir Mack to make that decision, decides to let it go, and he's got to make a little adjustment as he lets it rip.
Well, I hope this is just a cramp for Wallace.
Yeah, they're down now 2 cornerbacks, it looks like.
Yeah, because Richardson came out. Now Wallace will come out.
2 defensive backs, I should say. Richardson a safety.
So Pickett and Mark Whipple sitting there going over their notes on 1st and goal at the UMass 9. Whipple did say the one thing Pickett can't do is beat him in golf.
Sounds like he couldn't beat anybody in that quarterback room in golf.
Well, yeah, Kenny admits. He told me in Charlotte, the ACC kickoff, he was struggling to get into the 90s. Now, apparently, Joey Yellen and Davis Bevel got a little stick to him, Roddy.
Joey Yellen, he spent some time at Arizona State from the West Coast.
Yeah.
A lot of golf being played out there. He might be able to challenge you.
No, they clear me. Okay. Yeah, those guys, they hit it too far. I got old man game. Can't putt either, for that matter. Tight ends, 2 of them. Bartholomew in the backfield. They're going to hand the ball here. This is Vincent Davis getting his first carry. So Vincent Davis, who last we saw 247 in Atlanta against Georgia Tech. Best rushing night for a Pittsburgh Panther since 2017, gets his first carry of the year.
You saw the quickness, Pitt opting to go tackle over there and run right behind the offensive line, and Vincent Davis shows you the quickness.
Well, pistol set again, and Vincent's going to get the call, and he will score. Uncontested for Vincent Davis Jr. Last time we saw him, he was racing to the end zone, and Bobby Dodd and told us the plane was going to be lit.
Last time we saw him, he was racing the plane to get lit. Excellent job on the outside. Watch the job by number 57, Gabe Hoy. That right tackle, defensive end goes inside. Hoy seals him. Vincent Davis easily gets to the pylon, and he hasn't gotten a lot of touches today, but has made the most out of those 2.
Sure has. Scarton now for the point. And the kick from Sam Scarton is good. Well, Roddy, roll it back to last December in Atlanta at Midtown on Was it Thursday night, right?
I believe it was, yeah. And the Jackets had no answer for Vincent Davis. Went off. 25 carries, 247 yards, and a touchdown.
Man.
There was no stopping. But look at these holes he's running through. Yeah, he's making guys miss at the second level, but the holes he had to run through that offensive line. And when we talked to Mark Whipple, when we talked to Kenny Pickett, when we talked to Pat Narduzzi, they felt like that night was going to provide them some momentum coming into the season to be able to run the ball better. You know, this Pitt team has not been great running the football in the last couple seasons, but that was a night that everybody's confidence really got going, and Vincent Davis has certainly did.
6-yard run there. 7 plays, 38 yards after UMass fumbled the ball. Here's the kick. K-Ron Adams out of the end zone and got blasted around the 15, held on, and UMass will start from the 16-yard line. 30-0 the Panthers lead. Don't forget tomorrow's Sunday Best right here on ACC Network. A pair of field hockey games for you. Starts at noon Eastern in Charlottesville. Number 8 Virginia welcomes Towson, and that'll be followed up by number 9 Maryland, number 12 Duke from Jack Cat Stadium on the Duke campus in Durham. Both right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Great coverage last night in Winston-Salem of the Deacons' performance. Here on ACC Network, triple header here for you today. Out in the flat, and the ball got dropped by Jermaine Johnson.
Pass is incomplete. It was intended for James Johnson.
So UMass starting off at 16 here for Tyler Lytle. They will, by the way, these Minutemen will be at Boston College, or host Boston College next Saturday in Amherst at McGurk Stadium. And later in the year, go to Florida State.
A lot of ACC teams on this schedule, and good experience for Walt Bell's young crew. They're learning the hard way today.
Ooh, quick throw intended for Rico Arnold and defended by A.J. Woods.
Intended for 2, Rico Arnold.
And that's 3 and out, Rowdy.
It brings up
This will be 3rd down. Sorry.
3rd down, and look, if Pitt heats it up like they have been, it may very well be 3 and out. Tyler Lytle's got to get the ball out quick.
1 of 8 on 3rd down of the Minutemen, and that one is thrown incomplete in front of Taylor Edwards.
Lytle's a grad transfer, but not a lot of game experience at his time in Colorado. The game's just moving really fast for him. That time he had a receiver open, but rushes his mechanics, throws that ball on the ground. UMass is 3 and out.
8th punt of the day for Georgia Polis from Greenville, South Carolina, and Mann High School, who has a career average of right around 40 yards. And an end-over-end punt, and it will bounce into the hands of Jalen Barton. Flag is thrown. Barton out of bounds at the UMass 35-yard line. And let's see what the penalty flag is for. Jerry Magallanes, the referee.
During the return, holding return team number 15. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
All right, let's go to the studio. Jordan Cornett, what you got? Thanks, Jordan.
It's our first time going to Jordan's because it's the first time Miami's had anything to talk about.
I mean, Miami's worst fears realized today, Roddy.
Yeah, look, this is the performance that you were afraid of Miami. Them coming out and getting absolutely dominated by a really good Alabama team. There's no shame in losing Alabama, but the way they have is certainly going to be looked at.
Here is Vincent Davis, another catch, and that'll be close to a 1st down out near the 49, just short on a 1st down throw and catch. Kenny Pickett to the junior from Cardinal Gibbons in Fort Lauderdale. The 247 by Davis in Atlanta Tell you how big a night it was. He had 632 on the year. Pickett, and popped off the pads of the intended receiver, and that was Jalen Barton.
Going back to Davis, to Vincent Davis, that running back room over the last few seasons has really been by committee, and they've been waiting for somebody to step up and take it. In the spring, we thought it was going to be Israel Abanikanda, and he's had a little bit of success today, but A.J. Davis got the first carries. We've seen Rodney Hammond. One of these guys has got to step up and take that job.
Here's Vincent Davis inside the 45, tripped up around the 41 of UMass.
Almost got out of there, Wes.
Okay, why can't you play three guys? Roddy?
You got to be able to rely on one, because you get into the game and you sort of get into the flow. We've got an injury on the field. We'll step aside here in Pittsburgh.
Well, Rock likes it. 30-0. Panthers in front. 9:28 to go here in the third at Heinz Field with Roddy Jones, Larisha Harris, Brett Walensky, our producer, TJ McGinnis, our director. We're glad to have you with us in week one of the ACC. Georgia Tech, Northern Illinois, still to come tonight under the lights at Grant Field in Atlanta. First down and 10 for Pickett and the Panthers. Quick throw. There's Kroll, the catch. Lucas will not be tackled by Tanner Davis. He is escorted to the sideline.
Look, Tanner Davis is blanketing Lucas Kroll. Look, watch this. He's all over his back. But Lucas Kroll, such a big-bodied receiver that he's not even fazed by it.
Vincent Davis slips through a crack on the left side and gets the first down. Now, come on. This guy right
He's
here,
smooth, man. He's smooth. And we were kind of talking about it before we went to break. You certainly can play with multiple backs. Absolutely. And you can ride the hot hand. But when you have one guy that you know is going to finish the game,
okay,
when you have one guy that on third down you know is going to make your offensive line right and make a man miss, it's a comfort blanket for that offense.
Pickett a pump, now a throw from Mack. He got knocked down, no flag. Knocked off his mark by Noah Boykin. It's a good aggressive play by the UMass corner who's playing with a club on the right hand.
How about him holding that up?
I think that might be a broken hand, Roddy.
I think it's a good no call, too. Taysier Mack has the double move. Noah Boykin, the Notre Dame transfer, doesn't bite on it and flips his hips, makes a play. We didn't get a look at the end of that. All right. It's not too bad. Taysier Mack's got to stay strong on that lean into the defensive back.
Vincent Davis keeps his feet and falls to the 35 on 3rd and 10. So 3rd down and 5 coming up on the 2nd down carry by Davis. Tell you what now, Vincent Davis has snuck in this ball game and done some things.
He's looked the best of the guys that have taken his snaps today at that running back spot.
Here's the 3rd and 5 play. Pickett, again, plenty of time. And Bartholomew on the back end holds on all the way to the ground after the hit. 7-yard gain. Cody Jones, the defender for UMass.
It's an excellent job in the scramble drill by the freshman, Gavin Bartholomew. He sees Kenny Pickett scrambling towards him. He pushes upfield, knows he's not going to beat the defender, comes back down and gives Kenny Pickett somewhere to go with the ball.
And here is Davis trying to step out of one tackle, did, but by the time that happened, Magnus was there. And a flag down across the way near the UMass sideline. You just see Vincent Davis come out. Izzy Abanikanda comes in.
Forward at the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So the illegal shift. That's what I was beginning to wonder if Walt Bell would decline that, and he did. So it's 2nd and 10. Actually 2nd down, yeah. 2nd and 11, actually, maybe almost 12. Here's Abanikanda into the ball game with Pickett. Pickett another quick throw. Jacques Louis took the hit at the 12, out of bounds there. Jordan Mahoney, freshman from South Point High School, whose brother Jalen plays at Vanderbilt, was there in coverage for UMass.
Get a look at the red zone numbers. The biggest thing that they'll take away, 4 for 6 on touchdowns. That was an area that they really needed to improve this year.
Abanikanda, touchdown. 12-yard run for the sophomore from New York. Roddy, that's 2 rushing scores in 4 minutes for Pittsburgh.
The other thing that will be encouraging is the rushing touchdowns, Wes. You're exactly right. Get a puller coming around. Look at that, was Owen Drexel again. The left side of that line. Carter Warren, Marcus Minor seal it off. Israel Abanikanda wraps around for the score.
Yep. And here is Scarton to try and make it 37-0. And he pushes it through. 6:42 to go here in the third. And Abanikanda on the board. Well, look who went in the Hall of Fame about a month ago, Roddy.
Megatron.
Out of Sandy Creek High School in Atlanta.
One of the best. You had a front row seat for every one of these catches.
Unbelievable. There's the great Derek Moore with him, Roddy.
Absolutely.
His presenter, Calvin Johnson, Georgia Tech's, by the way, 3rd Pro Football Hall of Famer, joining Billy Shaw and Indian Joe Guyon. Tonight, we'll take you to the historic site of football, Grant Field in Atlanta. Georgia Tech and the Huskies of Northern Illinois. Dave O'Brien, Tim Hasselback, Kelsey Riggs standing by for our coverage at 7:30 ACC Network Primetime Football presented by Geico.
Excited to see this Georgia Tech team. Excited to see this offense. Jeff Sims in his 2nd year. Jameer Gibbs, the best running back in the ACC.
Wow. Yep.
Explosiveness. They've got some transfers that are going to make impacts. Kyrick McGowan from Northwestern. Ace Ely from Maryland.
There'll be no return of the kick. UMass will start from its 25. We did the spring ball game at Georgia Tech. Kyrick McGowan had a presence about it.
Yeah.
So did Ace Ely.
Yeah.
All Big Ten at linebacker. And Roddy, of Jeff Collins. Now then, it is a man's schedule though in Atlanta.
It's a gauntlet.
5 top 25 teams.
5 top 15 teams. Well, after this week, it will not be 5 top 15 teams.
Good point.
With North Carolina losing and obviously Miami being down, and they're going to drop that game. But still, you got North Carolina, Miami. You got Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson. It's tough.
Yeah. In a what is apparently, there is the carry by Adams. He'll pick up 5, almost 6. And here's a look at the non-league slate.
Got to get off to a good start if you're Georgia Tech. Tonight, as we said, on the network, they get Northern Illinois, Kennesaw State next week, a team that is consistently in the FCS playoffs. Then late in the year, you get Notre Dame and Georgia back-to-back.
Yeah, the FPI at ESPN says that's the hardest non-conference schedule. By the way, Kennesaw State, pretty good FCS program.
Yeah. Brian Bohannon, former Georgia Tech.
I was going to say, coached by your guy, right? Former assistant to Paul Johnson. Done a nice job in bringing the Owls to football relevance. He's been their only coach. Incomplete pass for Taylor Edwards.
Talk about the non-conference. Pitt with a big non-conference game next week.
Big one for the league, too.
Big one for the league. You're going down to Knoxville against a Tennessee team that's struggling a little bit.
Yep. There are 2 non-conference ACC games next week that if the ACC is going to make a move in the landscape, Pittsburgh at Tennessee, NC State at Mississippi State are of key importance.
Yeah, and look, it is looking like the league is off to a not a great start in the non-conference. So depending on how Clemson, Georgia goes this week is largely going to determine what the perception is. And going into next week, Pitt and North Carolina are representing the league going to SEC schools. So you don't want to put any more pressure on them than already is to win games, but it's going to be big.
Yep, end over end kick. And that ball got juggled around, and it is scooped up, and that is Tanner Davis. But there is a flag down. Now, kick catch interference.
You may get that. You also can't return a muffed punt.
Right.
So that's down where you recovered, even if this is a penalty
It
or
looked
this
like
penalty
preliminary
doesn't affect
indication
it.
was against UMass, but let's see what referee
Kick catch
Magalhaens says.
interference.
Yeah.
Kicking team.
There you go.
15 yards on the spot of the foul. First down, Pitt.
Quick fair catch signal. Yeah. Certainly kick catch interference.
That is the second time we have seen Tristan Armstrong in the mix on punt coverage. 5:01 to go here in the third, and Kenny Pickett's going to bring the offense back out here, I think. No, Nick Patty is in the middle of that stack. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it's time to get Kenny Pickett off to the side. If he wants to throw any more, he can take some warm-up tosses. He is too valuable to this team to have him in harm's way anymore, so we will close the book on his day.
He's going to finish with, unofficially, 27 of 37 for 279 and 2 scores, and that brings the redshirt junior, Hillsdale, New Jersey, 21-year-old Nick Patty to the field. Rodney Hammond, who we spoke of and saw briefly in the first half, joins him in the backfield, and they start in UMass territory at the 46. And here goes Hammond, spinning through traffic. He's got 8 on first down to the 38. Well, now, let's guess along with Pat Narduzzi and Mark Whipple a little bit. There's Kenny Pickett in the red hat, which means he's done.
Yeah.
Are we determining playing time now at the running back spot in your mind? Are we looking at the order based on what we've seen here? And you talk about finding the guy, and the freshman Hammond's getting a crack. Here's another grab by Jared Wayne for a first down to the 34.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, every rep is certainly important. Just going to look at Nick Patty. But when you look at Kenny Pickett's day, ultimately when he goes back, I think he's going to be pleased with what he sees from his performance.
Look at Hammond breaking tackles to the 20 and a first down. Noah Boykin might have saved the touchdown.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett likes what he sees, but there are going to be some opportunities that Kenny goes back and says, hey, I could have taken a shot here, maybe stayed in the pocket a little bit longer there. But ultimately, a pretty good day's work for him for the first game. Now, there will certainly be more games where he is under more pressure. I mean, he had all day to throw today. But a good start for the senior quarterback.
Hammond breaks the 20 to about the 17, 4-yard gain for Rodney Hammond. 5'9", 175. Pat Narduzzi mentioned balance with Hammond.
Yeah.
For a young guy just on campus in June, that's the other thing, Roddy, that makes it impressive.
I know. He just got on campus, and they made it a point to say, Rodney Hammond's going to get touches. You know, we don't know how much. We'll let that be dictated by the game. But you've already seen some of the bursts. You've seen some of the balance. You've seen the vision.
Right.
It has them really excited. And as he goes on in his career, listed at 175 pounds, that's certainly going to go up. He gets up to, 190, and he'll be a force in the ACC.
Yeah, Hammond and Melquise Stovall were the two guys that were in the front of the conversation of guys you might see that you need to see, in addition to the veteran pieces that are all over this offensive side for Pittsburgh. There's a Patty throw, and this is Bartholomew. And he'll drive it inside the 10. First and goal for the Panthers.
And that was the other guy, and Gavin Bartholomew has played a lot today.
A lot more than we thought.
Absolutely.
This guy, by the way, at Blue Mountain High School, started 5 games at quarterback last year.
Yeah, how about that? He's a puncher, too. So the more you can do, Wes.
Here's Patty. Uh-oh. Busted play on the snap. And Hammond tried to get on it. UMass says they've got it, and they do. Back at the 26. So the second turnover of the day for the Panthers.
Watch as they go for this ball, both Patty and Hammond. This is a you got it, I got it, nobody's got it. Nope, they don't communicate. They both go down for the ball. Hammond knocks it out of the hands of Patty.
Yep.
And UMass ends up with it. That's one of those, as you grow as a running back, you and your quarterback are both going for the ball. You put your hand on the quarterback, I got it. You get down on the ball because those guys are going to jump on you. Just a little bit of communication, lack of it there from the quarterback and the running back.
Avian Pia comes up with it. Ellis Merriweather's coming to the backfield now with Tyler Lytle. Pittsburgh leading 37-0 with 2:10 to go in the third. Lytle hit as he throws, and it's caught. Far side, Jermaine Johnson will push it into Pittsburgh territory down toward the 47-yard line on a nice 27-yard throw from Tyler Lytle.
He's been under pressure all day. You see a late blitz by Servassier Dennis, but still throws it in there. Look, Johnson was wide open on that one. We've seen it a couple times. UMass have some guys open and them not be able to hit it. Tyler Lytle does it there.
Longest play of the day for UMass. Coming inside of 2 minutes to go in the third. Lytle again trying to flip it into traffic, and Merriweather thought he had the handle on it. And I think David Green blasted him. So Green at 290 pounds, played at Central Catholic here in Pittsburgh. I like the big guys that wear the single digit, by the way. I just want that on record in game one.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We got a big man touchdown in our first weekend. We got the Haskell Garrett from Ohio State that rolled in there. I think it was. But David Green, a part of this rotation at defensive tackle. Pat Narduzzi and Randy Bates told us that all 6 of their defensive tackles that rotate have started at some point in camp. It's going to be a competition all year. Well,
speaking of camp, Keyshawn Camp, I don't think we've seen him today, have we, Roddy? Here's a throw, and wide open is the big grad transfer Taylor Edwards. In his 6th year of eligibility, Edwards hauls it in for 32 yards.
We've already seen 2 shutouts this weekend from ACC teams. NC State shutting out South Florida. You had Boston College shutting out Colgate.
Right.
I can promise you Pat Narduzzi wants to keep that goose egg on the scoreboard.
Yep. And now it's a red zone possession for UMass. Best opportunity for Walt Bell's team to get on the board. And Lytle to throw. Looks and was trying to get to Edwards. Phil Campbell was in his pocket at the 5 defensively for Pittsburgh.
Just on cue, Kalaja Canty and Keyshawn Camp trot back into the game. We haven't called Keyshawn Camp's name a lot. It's been mostly Kalaja Canty up the middle. We've seen some of Tyler Bentley. Get a look at Kalaja Canty, who has been tough to handle there in the middle.
Yep. Canty 275, Camp listed at 290. 6-year senior from Lakeland, Florida. See Merriweather in the backfield. They're going to hand the ball to Merriweather, and he will be stacked shy of the 12. Canty again involved in that.
It's our first time calling Judson Tallandier's name flying up from the secondary. We haven't talked much about the 2 safeties, but you're replacing DeMar Hamlin, Paris Ford, who left the team halfway through the season last year. But Hallett and Hill have done a nice job.
Well, UMass is going to go back and try and score this in front of the Pitt student section here at Heinz Field. 4th quarter coming up next from Heinz Field. Panthers in control 37-0 when we come back on ACC Network. What a sight at Heinz Field. The quarter break always delivers here, Roddy, and now UMass lets that clock expire, so it's 3rd down at the Pittsburgh 12 and going toward that double-decked end zone.
Headed towards the student section. They're able to convert.
Merriweather, the running back with Lytle. Lytle wants to throw out of the backfield. Here's Edwards trying to get to the pylon. Did he hit it? He did. It's Josiah Johnson on the touchdown catch from Tyler Lytle.
Lytle's pass complete.
Well, it's an excellent play design. You fake the outside zone play, going to the right. Roll back to the left. Excuse me, fake a little counter play. Slip the tight end out. He's able to race to the corner, the pylon, and barely get in the end zone. Get UMass on the board.
Yep.
Rolling on the field, rolling on the field.
That foot out of bounds?
Play is
I
under
don't know.
further
Oh,
review.
no.
He's
Oh,
close.
boy.
Oh, buddy.
Previous play under review. Walt Bell talking to 6'5" sophomore Josiah Johnson from Jacksonville, who is a former wing T quarterback at the Bowl School.
That toenail may have been out of bounds. Watch his left foot as he gets closer. Here comes. Oh, yeah, he's out.
Gonna call him out at the 2.
He's out. Question is, where is the ball? He extends it. That ball is short, it looks like, from that angle. You have to have indisputable video evidence, though. That's the big question. And the referees this year in the ACC using some different technology through DV Sport, something that allows them to have up to 4 screens blown up at once, all synced in real time, so it should be pretty easy for them to determine it.
Jerry Magallanes with a drive-through view at the tablet.
Quick one.
Hey,
Quick one.
I mean,
After further review, the runner stepped out of bounds and the ball was at the half-yard line. It will be first and goal.
Okay, now,
at the
this is
half-yard
where
line.
Narduzzi wants to challenge him, right?
Yeah, this is Pitt tough. This is that defensive line, those linebackers coming up big. You got 4 opportunities from the half-yard line. Can you stop UMass? If I'm UMass, quarterback sneak, and if that doesn't work, quarterback sneak.
You got a 6'5", 225-pounder. You got 3 tight
He's in the
ends.
shotgun, Wes. Oh,
Pallotta, Josiah Johnson, Taylor Edwards all on the field.
he's in the shotgun. Oh, come on.
Ellis Merriweather, the running back. Lytle, Merriweather, no. No, sir. Chase Pine. Welcome to the ball game. 46th career game today for Pine at Lafayette High School in Williamsburg, Virginia.
You had a couple of guys celebrating. Cam Bright, Marquez Williams were basically on the sideline. Look, I am all for spread offenses. Here's where I get old school, Wes. You're on the half-yard line. You got a 6'5", 225-pound quarterback.
No.
Sneak it.
No, you were on the half-yard
You
line.
were, yeah, you're right.
You lost a yard there.
I still like quarterback power here. Like, run something with the big fella.
Here's Lytle. He's going to keep it
There
and
it is.
dive into the end zone. Walt Bell going to the Roddy Jones playbook.
Oh, man. You got a big, strong quarterback. Put the ball in his hands and let him plunge into the end zone. Challenge this defense. That's exactly what they did. And UMass, overcoming the adversity of the stepping out of bounds, that touchdown taken off the board, still able to get back on.
And here is Cameron Carson to try the point. And the kick is good. So Carson, who had only attempted a field goal in his career, scores the point, 37-7.
Inside the FedEx Great Hall, it's located behind sections 103 and 104. Congratulations, Saints, for helping out a great cause.
Well, just better than a minute gone here in this 4th period of play at Heinz Field, and Tyler Lytle ends up punching it in. Only time you see a phone with a cord on it now, friends, is on the bench.
Yeah, why don't we have cell phones on the bench yet?
Oh, really? Really? You don't think coaches wouldn't think somebody's tapping into that somewhere? Come on.
They're not tapping into the landline? I mean, come on. We should be able to FaceTime on the sidelines by now.
Here's Jalen Barden off the end line. Barden breaks 20, 25, look out. Barden 40, 45, and brought down at the 47-yard line. Dante Lindsay on the tackle.
I thought for a second he was trying to cut back on the kicker. You outrun the kicker, but it was Dante Lindsay. He's a safety. That's a real tackling football player right there. It's a nice job by this Pitt crew. UMass had a couple shots at him. Able to break out and one-on-one with Dante Lindsay, a good open field tackle by the safety valve.
So after Tyler Lytle punched in the touchdown, here's Pittsburgh out near midfield to get started with Nick Patty at the wheel. Todd Sibley has come into the ball game to run it. 5'10", 230, fifth-year senior out of Akron, Ohio, in his 23rd career game today. He's really fought through some injuries, his sibling. Here's Patty. He wants to cut it loose and does for Jared Wayne. A rolling catch at the 31 in the UMass secondary.
Jared Wayne able to find some space. This offense continuing to roll. Just get a look at Todd Sibley.
32, 8 of 21 on the previous
Here's Patty. Slips it here to Shockey Jock Louis. There's a grab toward the helmet. No flag as Jock Louis works his way down near the 20. I think Shockey took exception to the hand up around the face mask.
Would imagine so. He made Tanner Davis miss the first time, and Davis comes back around for revenge.
Yep. Second and short. And this is Sibley. Banging away at the right side, inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be first and goal, and Pittsburgh right back at you, Roddy.
Take a look at Blake Zubovic, the left guard. He's going to wrap around and watch this block. Wham! No, sir. I'm opening up a hole for my boy Todd Sibley. Nice job by Zubovic.
I don't think Najee Logan's going to want much more of that.
No, I wouldn't. No, sir. 325 pounds of Zubovic coming right at you.
Well, and here is remember now, this is kind of the details within the game today. We told you that Pat Narduzzi has one area where he'd like to expand his depth a little bit, and it's in this offensive line. You still got Gabe Hoy in there playing it right tackle. You've mixed and matched a few guys. Owen Drexel's in there getting a start at center. Keldrick Wilson, a transfer from Hampton's, come in to play right guard. And here's Nick Patty scrambling at the 5 and scoring. Two minutes and 2 seconds after Lytle scored, Nick Patty answers for the Panthers.
And Patty says, all right, Kenny Pickett, you're not the only one that's mobile here. Nothing, doesn't see anything initially, decides to take off. Rolls into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yep. Panthers have scored 3 touchdowns in their last 4 possessions. And the left-footed Scarton now. With just under 12 minutes to go. Punches it right through. 44-7. Our updated score at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Continue in a moment. Four to 7, Pittsburgh on the touchdown run by Nick Patty. Don't forget tonight, Georgia Tech, Northern Illinois. But folks, anytime we can, we got to roll back 13 years ago.
Nobody wants to see this. Standard definition.
Well, yeah. Craig Bowler-Jack on the call. Television call, that is. Nice block on the edge by Lucas Cox.
Yeah.
And Jones somehow sneaks it in. Now here's the one. This is the moneymaker right here, kids. Because this is a 53-yard run that takes Georgia Tech to the game winner in Athens in 2008. And he's never bought a meal since.
That's not true.
Northern Illinois and Georgia Tech tonight, 7:30. Jeff Collins and the Jackets open the season from historic Grant Field.
Got the potential to see a lot better runs than those.
With Jahmyr Gibbs wearing jersey number 1, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Shoot, with Jordan Mason as well. I mean, they got a running back room. Dante Smith, Jemias Griffin, they got a running back room.
Well, Dante Smith healthy, by the way.
Yeah.
And improved offensive line play has been the promise from GC5 in the August camp.
Yeah, that's what we've been told. And got a chance to go out there a couple times. That offensive line, bigger. Offensive line coach Brent Key, one of the best in the country,
Absolutely.
feels really good about their development.
Yep.
Northern Illinois struggled a year ago. We'll see if Georgia Tech's able to take care of business.
Yep. Ball through the end zone. Here is Lytle from the 25, and he'll be sacked. Patrician got him. The transfer from Penn State, 4th sack by the Panthers today.
John Patrician's had a day. He's been all over in the backfield. You're going to see him come from the bottom of your screen. Sneaks right in. Tyler Lytle never saw him coming. Takes the hit from the backside.
Yep.
Patrician's been fantastic.
Sure has, hasn't he? Lytle putting 3 to the field on the left, tied into the boundary. On this second down play, up in the pocket goes Tyler Lytle. Now going to break free and slide down, but he's trying to avoid the contact with David Green, who was closing for the Panthers. So 3rd and about 11. Actually, more than that, 12. They spotted his mark at 23. Well, Walt Bell, native of Dixon, Tennessee, played for our buddy Andy McCollum, by the way, Roddy, at Middle Tennessee State. Yep.
A lot of ACC familiarity, having been at North Carolina, has been at Florida State.
Yep. He was, by the way, part of that rebuild Blake Anderson did at Arkansas State.
Did a really nice job there.
Sure did. Here's the 3rd and dozen for Lytle and the Minutemen. That got batted at the line of scrimmage. I think John Morgan got a hand on it. Now we're going to get, this is going to be on David Green for taking Lytle down.
Foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Tyler Lytle now, a little worse for the wear back there. Coming off a sack, and then Green hits him on the next play.
This dude has displayed some toughness today. See the ball's away. Yeah, that's one of those. You get there a little late. You're fine until he takes the quarterback down to the ground. Once you do that, you're going to get the roughing the passer. The initial hit was fine, but in that's one of those
just don't
where
take
you
him
hit
down.
him. Yeah, you hit him, you wrap him up, you keep him up, and you're absolutely good.
Yep. 3rd penalty of the day. 30 yards on the Panthers in that category.
It's part of the protection of these quarterbacks. Back in the day, that's probably not a penalty. But again, the initial hit, while a little late, that was okay.
Right.
When you drive him down, that's going to draw the ire of the referee.
And that is the running back, K-Ron Adams, right to the line of scrimmage. Here's the 6 TFLs, the 3 and outs are 6, 4 sacks, 1 takeaway. They had 4 3 and outs to start the ball game, Roddy, did Pittsburgh.
It's been an impressive defensive performance, and to be honest, a lot of what we expected. Pittsburgh was going to overmatch UMass up front, and they have certainly done that. The secondary has been pretty good most of the day, covering up these receivers.
Right.
And because you've been able to get Tyler Lytle a little uncomfortable in the pocket when he's had opportunities, he hasn't been able to hit a ton.
Here is Lytle again from traffic, throws, and that ball's caught. And that is Rolinski St. Cyr. Oh, I beg your pardon, it is Ross making the catch. Isaac Ross, sophomore from Rock Hill, South Carolina, transfer from Charleston Southern. They have 2 83s, both are wide receivers. The other one being Rolinski St. Cyr. And if we could fix that problem in college football, it would be very helpful.
To put you on that constitutional convention that's happening at the NCAA. Maybe we get that put in the Constitution.
Maybe get a word with the commissioner about if we could get some sort of line in the rule book about that when we rebuild the NCAA structure. While you're building the structure, could you slip in the double number thing for me?
Tack that one on.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things that it's like when you get the bills passed through Congress, you get the little stuff that gets tacked on along the way. Can we slip in the double number deal?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, y'all are formulating that rule book, Commissioner. You don't mind.
And also mandatory piping of numbers to make all jerseys numbers visible.
False start.
False start
Offense.
on UMass, coming
Number
with
75.
8.5 to go.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Roddy, I want to touch on this. We could have done it earlier, but here, Pittsburgh is in an interesting spot as of last night.
Oh, yeah.
And Look, North Carolina was a heavy favorite to win the Coastal.
By some.
By some. Thank you. Lost last night at Virginia Tech. We talked to Pat Narduzzi about this yesterday. Had Virginia Tech won the game, the door was going to be open in the Coastal.
Oh, yeah.
Miami going to suffer a loss, it looks like, in Atlanta today. Here is Lytle inside the 30 of Pittsburgh. He'll have a first down at the 27. Now, we know Pitt goes to Tennessee next week. But here's the way the Coastal now with North Carolina looks. Look, first of all, at October the 16th.
Yeah. Massive, massive day. You got Miami, North Carolina, Pitt, Virginia Tech. And obviously, there are teams that are going to have a say that are not included on this graphic. But after the results of yesterday, the favorites, here's when they play each other.
Right.
It all happens from the middle of October to the end of November. The back half of the schedule. Excellent job by the schedule makers of the ACC by doing that.
Mm-hmm. That October 16th date looms huge
Massive.
in the Coastal.
You're going to have two huge Coastal Division matchups that are really going to go towards determining who's going to win it. Pitt squarely in that mix. I feel like this is a team at Pitt that certainly has the potential to win it.
Here's a screen pass, and that got completely disrupted. Marquez Williams fired through. Junior from Pompano Beach, whose uncle, by the way, was the great Tyrone Carter, who won the Thorpe Award at Minnesota and played a decade plus in the NFL. And for my money, Tyrone Carter was one of those guys that when you watched him play, he was just kind of like setting new technology on fire in the game.
Going back to that Coastal Division outlook, though, I mean, obviously, Pitt's got the talent. They've got the quarterback.
Sure.
You saw Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's going to push a lot of people around with that offensive line this year. Miami certainly will see better days. Everyone's not Alabama, so they'll get things going. And you know North Carolina's going to get it going on offense.
K-Ron Adams, the Rutgers transfer, knocked out inside the 10 at the 8, and UMass back on the march with 6:28 to go on a 20-yard run by Adams.
The sleeper, though, Wes, that nobody's really talking about is Virginia,
who plays later tonight against William & Mary to open the season.
We'll see what they're able to put together. William & Mary, a good FCS program. Virginia's really experienced, and there's a lot of people. You can include me in there. I don't really know what to do with Virginia's defense. We'll see what they are.
Okay, William & Mary tonight. Illinois, game one of our quadruple header next Saturday on ACC Network.
Yeah.
Little brunch action. Illini Cavaliers, 11 a.m. start at Scott Stadium.
And if you watch Brett Bielema take on Nebraska last week, that is no small task with the Illini coming in.
Lytle to throw, incomplete in the end zone. Second down coming up. Boy, oh boy, who was that chasing? John Morgan chasing Lytle in the open field here, Roddy. Boy, Tyler Lytle's going to need a hug and an ice tub tonight, Roddy.
Yeah, him and Tim Howell.
Right? Yeah.
Tyler Lytle under pressure all day. You know, that was the joke that we used to say on the sideline. When a quarterback had a tough day, usually when we got to win, we didn't really talk about it when we lost. They're going to need a hug from mama and an ice bath after this one, big fella.
Yep. And now we're going to get a timeout, I believe.
Timeout. UMass.
Well,
their first timeout of the half.
Step away.
Full immediate timeout.
Under 6 to go in the fourth. 44-7 Pittsburgh at Heinz Field. 44-7 Pittsburgh. Just under 6 to go now here in the fourth. And out of the UMass timeout, Tyler Lytle and the Minutemen looking at a second and goal at Pittsburgh's 8. In motion is Fitzgerald, and here's the throw, and it got deflected at the line, and Dayon Hayes got a hand on it.
What do you know? It's that Pitt defensive line once again making their presence felt. Opportunity here in the red zone. Dayon Hayes, boy, are they excited about him, his potential. They think he's got a chance to be really special, the sophomore here in Pittsburgh. Had 2 sacks in his first game a year ago against Austin Peay. Fired up about what he could be down the line.
11th play of the drive. Lytle in the gun again, looking left, he'll be sacked. And firing through, Wendell Davis. 5 sacks now for the Panthers in the ball game.
Watch the left of your screen as this comes up. You're going to see Wendell Davis, number 20, just creeping. He fires through, and look, as a quarterback, if there's nobody that's going to account for him and the running back's gone right away, then you got to throw hot off that guy. As he comes through and makes the big hit on Tyler Lytle.
So here is a 34.5-yard field goal try for Cameron Carson. His second career try. And he will push it left, no good. So a missed field goal, UMass turned away, 37-point lead for the Panthers. With 4:55 to go, and we're going to get a look for the first time at 6'6" redshirt sophomore Davis Bevel from Greenville, South Carolina. And he's got Daniel Carter with him in the backfield. Carter's going to get the call here, and there's Daniel Carter, and he will push it across the 30, and I think that's enough for a first down. Carter is 5'10", 235 from Margate, Florida. Played 9 games last year, had a touchdown in the season opener against Austin Peay that Pittsburgh won going away, 55-0.
Bounce it outside, big fella.
Sure did. Here's Bevel, and that got batted down and almost picked. That ball got deflected by Mizuke. So Bevel, who played 6 games last year, came out of Greenville as a highly thought of pro-style quarterback recruit in the Palmetto State. Here's the 2nd and 10. Carter trying to get something going, and will fight back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd and 10 with 4:28 to play.
Now we'll likely get a chance to see Davis Bevel air it out a little bit. We were told that after Kenny Pickett, Nick Patty was number 2, but Davis Bevel and Joey Yellen are right there together after that. So these are meaningful reps for the big redshirt sophomore.
Here's Bevel. He cuts it loose, and it is caught on the far side. And that's Jaden Bradley, the freshman from DeMatha in the Washington area. 16-yard throw, and we go under 4 minutes to play, Roddy, at the 48.
Jaden Bradley, one of those freshmen that they talked to us about, said that he's had an impressive camp. We saw it there, had a nice route on the comeback, good hands to snag the high ball.
And here is Carter, and he'll get 3, and a flag is thrown now. Delvin Baldwin
Personal
made
foul,
the tackle.
Face mask defense, number 37.
Oh, that led
15-yard
15.
penalty, first down.
Led 15 more.
Yes, sir. Jerry Magalanis and this group have done a good job today. You know, we don't give the referees pats on the butt a whole lot. They've done a nice job. It's been a light day of work for them. One review that I took exception to. You know, we reviewed a punt that had 3 yards, but that's not on him. That's not on him.
3.5 to go. A lot of folks hanging with us as they get ready for Georgia Tech, Northern Illinois in Atlanta at the bottom of the hour with Dave O'Brien and Tim Hasselback and Kelsey Riggs. Here is Bevel going to cut it loose, and an over-the-shoulder catch. Bradley going out of bounds. Heck of a throw by Bevel.
It's an incredible throw by Davis Bevel, dropping it in the bucket. Watch this catch on the back end. He gets the coverage he wants, one-on-one on the outside. Bevel falls, fades away from the ball. He's able to snag it with those strong hands. You see Bradley, Jaden Bradley, able to have a big play. Nice start to his career.
Yep. Here's Bevel handing to Carter, tries to find a seam at the left, and Carter scores. 2:44 to go, and Carter, 7 plays, 80 yards, 211, Roddy.
A nice finish to that drive. Saw an emergence of a very talented receiver, Jaden Bradley, and then the ability to run the ball in the end zone with Daniel Carter scoring not an insignificant touchdown.
That is 4 TDs in the last 5 possessions for the Panthers. Ben Sauls adds the point. Well, the Panthers are headed to Knoxville next Saturday, high noon start, and it's the Johnny Majors Classic. The old native of Huntland, Tennessee, who was runner-up for the Heisman Trophy as a volunteer, of course, won a national title here in Pittsburgh. And then from 77 to 92, he commanded Rocky Top. He didn't coach there. He owned it. I mean, he had Tony Robinson. He had Reggie Kaba, one of the great running backs in Tennessee history. And, of course, it's a home and home. And earlier this year, they were able, Danny White, the athletics director at Tennessee, Heather Light, the AD at Pittsburgh, the Johnny Majors Classic. So the Volunteers and Panthers next Saturday on ESPN at noon, and you see Western Michigan, New Hampshire, and then, Roddy, 3 of the last 7. This is what you were talking about when that door to the Coastal cracked open last night in Blacksburg.
And I think a lot of the reason people were sort of doubting Pitt in the Coastal because you got Clemson on the schedule, but you get Clemson, Miami, North Carolina at home. You got to go to Blacksburg, start off with Georgia Tech, and there's some, animosity there, but certainly a Pitt team that's going to expect to compete in the Coastal. And by the way, Wes, about once a broadcast,
yes, sir,
I get you go someplace where I am way out of my depth.
Which one?
You just went there with the Tennessee names that you were throwing out.
Tony Robinson, Tony Robinson. The Tennessee Waltz.
I know
cover
those,
of Sports Illustrated when
know
they beat
those
Bo
names.
Jackson and Auburn.
Yep, but I know those names.
1985, by the way.
I got nothing to add.
I know.
I got nothing to add. But I am excited about that game.
I am really excited to see the honoring that Coach Majors will receive, by the way.
Yes.
Garrett DeZuro was the quarterback last year, started 1 of 3 ball games that he appeared in. He's from Lakewood, Ohio, redshirt freshman, got the free year. Hit under 42% of his passes, 220 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and with 2:25 to go, DeZuro will close this. They've got another quarterback. They've got 2 others, and Walt Bell, DeZuro is kind of the most experienced of his offense from last year. There is a young man, a 6'4", 200-pound freshman named Brady Olson, who chose UMass over Colorado State and Georgia Tech to be in the UMass program. And they're excited about Brady Olson.
They certainly are.
And I'll tell you this, the one thing we do know about Walt Bell, Roddy, he can recruit quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
He recruited Sam Howell, knew Sam Howell when he was with Larry Fedora at Carolina. Sam Howell, you remember, originally committed to Florida State.
You know the reason he left?
Walt Bell.
According to what Howell has said and what we've heard elsewhere, Walt Bell leaving Florida State played a big part.
Sure did.
In the decommitting of Sam Howell to Florida State.
That's it.
Mac Brown swoops in, changes the entire fortunes of 2 programs, Wes.
No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. And it took Florida State a couple of years to recover. Here's DeZuro, and he will get the first down. Boy, he got hit hard and a collapsing tackle in the Pittsburgh secondary. Panthers were running guys all over the place. P.J. O'Brien, a freshman from Pompano Beach at Deerfield High School, Deerfield Beach made the tackle. But Walt Bell has done a nice job. It's not reflected in the wins and losses. It's a hard job at UMass because it's an uphill fight. But he's up for it. And as we said at the top, he proved it when he said, hey, man, we got to play in 2020. And they got it done. Roddy, you and I had a chance to visit with our old friend Ryan Bamford, their AD at halftime. And I'll be interested to follow. It's a difficult schedule as an independent, too, by the way.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of ACC teams on there.
Yep.
Pitt included.
Florida State included.
Florida State included. Boston College included.
Yep.
But I think when you flip over to the other side and you look at what Pitt was able to do today, Wasn't always pretty, was a little sloppy
Yep.
at times in the first half. Ball on the ground, penalties, some missed opportunities. But I think the second half dominance that Pitt showed, the ability to run the ball some, certainly some things you can build on. The performance of this defense, they didn't pitch the shutout, which obviously they would have loved. But the performance of this defense is something that Pat Narduzzi is certainly going to be happy about, something that they can build on.
Well, Panther fans and others will go home happy. 51-7 is the final. Pittsburgh's going to finish with 597 yards of offense. And an impressive win today for Pat Narduzzi, who will go to 6-1 in season openers. And Pittsburgh now 16-6 in openers since 2000.
When you go back and you watch the film of games like this, you're Pat Narduzzi, you get the win, and you're appreciative that you start against the team where you're able to make some of those mistakes and still get a dominant win. There's plenty to go back and correct. Situational football is going to be one of those things that they focus on. But ultimately, you get out healthy, you are able to have a performance where you've got a lot of good, but there's enough there where coaches love it when they can get a win.
Yeah.
You can still coach your team hard because of some of those mistakes, because they got a big game next week down in Knoxville.
51-7 the final. Kenny Pickett a nice day. And he and Walt Bell with a nice moment. Don't forget, 7:30, bottom of the hour, Northern Illinois, Georgia Tech. For Roddy Jones, Larisha Harris, our producer Brett Walensky, our director TJ McGinnis, Wes Durham from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Off to the studio we go. Here is Jordan Cornette.